checking.
I'm about to.
Before I start. Sorry, boys. Should have gave y'all that hours ago.
That's fine.
That's okay.
You know how many total round two matchups?
Remember
62.
Remember there's two games.
No, no.
Yeah,
62.
62. Undefeated.
I
So
mean-
maybe none undefeated teams lost last week. So that'll still be at 11. Should still be 11.
You sure?
I'm almost positive. I'm about
Double
to
check.
Yeah, let's double
Because
check.
I can do the last one. That's fine.
Oh, Kurt, I'm waiting on you to buy a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know a shirt. I'm stressed out.
Especially Troy.
Troy said he was getting one, so that's good.
Troy be like,
Order mine.
Got yours? Ready, guys?
Just about.
Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. Round 2 edition of Game Pick Show here from the panel. We're excited for another round of high school football playoffs. It is time to go and find out whose road to the dome ends and whose road to the dome heads to Turkey Week. The all-famous Thanksgiving week awaits a week from now, ladies and gentlemen. We're ready to see some great football games this coming Friday. One game on Thursday. It should be excitement in the air. You know what else is in the air? Cool weather has made its way to the playoffs. Bundle up this coming week, Gary Swallow.
yes, sir.
Get your jackets ready. I'll probably be the only one with a jacket on, though.
Oh no, I'm gonna have mine on too.
You're right.
I promise you. It's gonna be chilly.
Yes, man,
It's
indeed.
just whether I gotta bring my big one or my middle size. That's the thing that's
you
gonna
go. There you
determine the
go.
factor.
Good, boys?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it all over again. Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jordan Taylor. This is round 2 edition of high school football game picks, where the show is opinionated from across the board. We have a lot of fun. We do this for the love of it, and we can't wait to see who is the big winners this coming week. If you have a team still battling in the playoffs, go ahead and shout them out at this time in the chat. Show the love for all those great high school football players across the state of Louisiana. Those great coaches, cheerleaders, band, dance, the whole 9 yards. Shout them out. Let's get this party on the road. We are broadcasting live from Gary Swallow's Taekwondo Martial Arts building here in Opelousas, Louisiana. So if you want to know where Under the Lights crew is from, we're from all over. But we're based out of Opelousas and Opelousas. Big game this week for a couple schools in the area. Ladies and gentlemen, this is show number 84. We've covered 97 teams along the way. 53 different stadiums, 123 total games, and it all leads up to a date Friday night at the Grove. Bunky A Meat, if you have not heard, is this week's game that Under the Lights is streaming. Excited for their opportunity. 11 undefeateds remain. 62 round 2 matchups. 126 remain in the playoffs. Some of those teams will have to pack it up after Friday night. Some of those teams, road to the dome continues. It's going to be a great show, ladies and gentlemen. Looking forward to it. Panel's here. They fired up. Let's introduce the panel. At this time, wearing that terrible colors at the very end, Sooner Boomer has made his way to the panel. Welcome back. Congratulations on a big win. I'm sure that was a great feeling, seeing you all out live on the show last week.
Yes, shout out to Terry Martin in Lowerville. Man, go Tigers. Y'all played excellent Friday, man. I'm looking forward to seeing what y'all gonna do Friday against E-Rap.
And what's your name, sir?
Bryson Antoine is my name.
That's Mr. Bryson Antoine, ladies and gentlemen. Boomer Sooner. We'll see y'all in a week.
Alex Fontenot.
How was the Crawfish House, my friend?
Good as always, man.
Hey, you got to practice on a little turf this week, getting ready for a big playoff game.
Yep.
Okay. Esprit, you've been quiet this week. What's the word?
Work.
Work it is. Driving them roads. Stay safe on the roads always. Chris Esprit.
Yeah. Big one Friday over there in Jennings. We had the I-10 with West.
Yeah. I can.
I-10 West.
There you
Jennings.
go. Mr. Swallow,
Hi.
round 2.
Yeah, round 2. I'm excited. I'm Gary Swallow. If you don't know who I am, I'm ready for another week of high school football. Can't wait to head down to the Grove and call a great game.
Hayden, welcome back, my friend. You went in hibernation for a little while. I mean, you
Yeah.
lose a district title, it happens to you.
Well, that happened a couple weeks ago, so I'm fine with that. Hey, whenever duty calls, I gotta go. So, but yeah, I'm excited. Round 2 rematch.
A
Get our
rematch.
get back against Notre Dame, and
You know the old saying, my friend. They say you can have the district title once the playoff gets around.
hey, you won't see any LCA banners for district titles, so don't matter. Let's get to the playoffs and let's see what happens.
Enoch Brogy saw a good one Friday night. First experience of Tiger Stadium, and we'll be back.
Oh yeah, it was awesome environment that Laurelville had. I mean, they took care of us. They fed us some great gumbo. I got to see a lot of I got to meet a lot of the people that knew my dad because that was his alma mater. So a lot of them knew who he was and knew who my older sisters were. It was a fun night, man.
Absolutely.
Fun night and a good game.
Holden,
What's up?
He woke up. He woke up.
You sure you don't miss
sorry,
football?
sorry, watching again.
Holden is watching the MLB World Series right now from 2021. Trying to see who, so he can place a bet
Trying
with
to see
FanDuel.
who's going to
I don't
win.
get a question.
Holden Lee, back at the Grove last year, it was special. This year, I think it's going to be 10 times better than what we saw last year.
Yeah, last year, man, it was the environment's great, tailgating, the people, the atmosphere, really good. I think it's going to be double than what it was last year. I'm excited.
Call to fire, Marshall.
Yeah.
Turning back over to you guys. Round 1, your thoughts, your concerns, your big wows from round 1. We saw some upsets. We saw some statements. We saw a lot of teams here, favorites, get a win. But when we talk about the entire bracket, what stood out?
It's a little bit of everything, man. A lot of what was displayed this past week, anybody could be beat. And two, you could see, a lot of emotions taking an effect of everything. So the biggest thing you got to keep in mind going forward is, to keep your mind set on the game and keep emotions in check and try to, win a football game. So.
Alex, good football played in round 1, and it's only going to get better.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of good games, but there was a lot of blowouts too. And chalk was chalky, in round 1. And even when I say chalk, lower seeds winning that we knew were going to win the game.
Yeah.
It was expected, So seeds don't mean anything. We see that every year. But will we see another round of lower seeds making some upsets in round 2? Very, very possible.
Got a shot.
It is possible.
Esprit, we talk about round 1, and a lot of teams handle business. A lot of teams were in some scares in round 1.
Yeah. And some of those scares really happened. I'm looking at one. I guess we're gonna talk about it later, but one game stood out, which I think I picked them to beat the team. But yeah, man, the playing field is pretty much equal.
Yeah.
Now, so and the picks are gonna be,
Hard.
hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
So other than that, yeah, I'm just looking forward to this second round.
Gary Swallow, when we talk about the thrill of victory, defeat also comes into play, and we saw some hearts that were broken on Friday night. Speak about those guys that play their final downs, and I mean it's real emotion.
Well, right. I mean, we saw 2 great teams play, and one flexed their muscles a little bit, but there's always a loser in that. And when you saw those, especially those seniors, you could tell that they were walking across the field, and they were really, really, devastated because they weren't going to be playing again. And that's across the state. I mean, that's happening across the state no matter what. You're going to have teams that are going to lose, and their seniors are going to play their last game as a high school football player, and they just have to. That's why I tell everybody, leave it on the field. Do your best, play your heart out, and don't have any regrets.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing.
Hayden, when you talk about round one and you got a road that will take you to the Dome, but when these teams check off round one box and they start their road to the Dome, the obstacles that could occur these next couple of weeks, it could be anything from an injury, it could be anything from not bringing the equipment to the game because you're worried about other things. You forget a tee, and that game-winning field goal might not come into play.
Yeah, I mean it's super important to be focused on each week. Every team right now has the same struggle of you don't want to look at your road to the Dome yet. You want to look at who's in front of you now. And I guarantee you all these coaching staffs are drilling into their kids, hey, we're not worried about who might win on the other side of the bracket of who we might match up with later. We need to focus on who we're playing Friday night and get out of there with a win because it's the playoffs. You don't win, you don't get to play that team next week anyway. So don't worry about them. There's no point in worrying about them. So it's going to be a lot of teams trying to stay focused. And at the end of the day, I mean, you're dealing with high school kids. You're dealing with 15, 16, 17-year-olds. That's a tough thing to do.
Yeah.
And so it's just going to be really important this week to keep your kids prepared. And if you're a student and you're a player and you're watching this, stay prepared and keep your peers accountable as well.
Enoch, every state champion, moves past round one. We still got 11 undefeateds. Right now, it's fixing to heat up.
Oh yeah, you have 11 undefeateds. Almost all of them had registered buys, if not all of them. So they were pretty much safe this week.
Yeah.
But when it comes to round two, the buys are pretty much over with, except for the two extreme cases we have. It's come Friday night, you got to play football.
Yeah.
It comes down to when it's round two, buys are over with. Get out there and go hit somebody in the mouth.
Yep. 126 teams remain in round two. That will be cut in half. Who makes it to Turkey Week? Big week in front of us, Holden.
Yeah, round one, every year is always a blowout, and then there's always those upsets, like those Cinderella teams, as always happens. Round two is usually when I consider when the playoffs actually start, because that's when you start, not in a mean way, but you start kind of cutting the fat a little bit. You start getting all the teams that are ready to contend now. So now you're in the second round, you're going against teams that won their playoff game, and you don't look at the seeding anymore. Those teams are hungry and they're ready to upset somebody.
Yeah. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Jake Creech is here. Let's see. Jordan Tate's here. Troy is here. He's always here. He's been a loyal listener from the beginning, though. Right, Chris?
Yeah, he needs to buy a shirt.
He needs to buy a shirt. If you have bought a UTL shirt, let us know in the chat. We would love to hear from you. And I can't thank everyone enough that has bought them one.
And if you want to order one,
Still got time.
Still got time.
Mr. Brett says Neville. He's here for Neville. Miss Nazat, Northwest Raiders. Jesse's with Oak Grove. Miss Lacey's with DeQuincy. Miss Guidry's with Kaplan. Casey's with Union. Kendall, Iowa. Jim with Alexandria. Michael with North Dakota and Logansport. Let's see. Renata with St. James. Jason with Kinder. Markel with Union Parish. Coach Toussaint with Union Parish. Dale with Logansport. Tiffany with Logansport. What else we got? Derek Harris makes a statement. West Monroe will go on a run to at least the quarters. Mindy's here. Brandon's here.
Yep.
Perch is here saying go Grand Lake. Miss Toussaint's here. North Iberville Bears is in the building. Tristan says let's go Acadiana. Ronnie says Logansport. 337 Preps is here. Need to buy a shirt, 337 Preps. We'll talk after the show. John Gordon says Cecilia. Brendan's here. James Guy says ERAF. Let's see. Mr. Williams or Mrs. Williams says Southside. Jesse's got his shirt. Alex got his shirt. Sahara says St. James. Joseph Jennings, Opelousas. The showdown of his two cities. You know him? Mm-hmm. Okay. Miss Sweat's with Alexandria. Brandon's with the Raiders. Kyle is with Elton. Moving along. Let's see. Did I move on? Clint's with Bunky. Brandon's with Wassman. Jerry's with Sterlington Neville. Ravens with Gina. I think we all caught up. Noah, Katie-Anna Rams, and Cecilia. Let's go takeaways from each bracket. We're going to start with Division 4 non-select. And this is for the panel. And Tyron is with Lake Charles College Prep. So do you see a trend here? This is statewide, baby.
Statewide.
This is
Yeah,
all over the
all-
place.
every corner.
Everybody is tuned in because how important the second round is. Alex Daigle's here with the Quincy. This is for the panel. I don't care who jumps in. Oh, St. Fred's is here. Aunt Marshall with St. Fred's. This is for the panel. I want your thoughts here of each bracket. We start off with Division 4 non-select. We go through the bracket in round 1. And we start off with North Iberville's first ever win in the playoffs in school history. What a moment for that program. Your thoughts on the Bears getting win number 1?
I feel like they, that was the biggest pressure on their back was trying to get that first playoff win. I feel like with that now off their back, I feel like they could really get things rolling now. So I feel confident about this football team.
Yeah, this week is pretender or contender. First game you got there, you played a team that you were better than all the way around. You got a good one coming in. Let's see if you're for real or if you're still building up for deep postseason runs.
Yeah, got to put some points up this week.
A lot of offense this week.
This is going to be the week that's going to basically show what they need to work on for next year, or it's going to show what they got this year that they are truly a contender. So that's very important.
Let's go here. This side. East Feliciana upsets Homer in a defensive game that ends 6-0. A lot of people had Homer making deep runs in their bracket. Upset round 1, and defense from Eastvale gets it done.
Yeah, I mean, I was shocked by it. I had Homer winning because I just thought their speed would be too much. But, I mean, hats off to Eastvale for not only winning the game, but shutting them out and winning the game. I mean, that's a big deal to do, against a Homer team that's not a bad team either. I know people who had Homer going to the semifinals, however crazy you might think that is. People thought that this team could be a challenger
Look at the
to do
last
stuff.
couple years. They've been in state title games. They've been in semifinals. So
Yeah, they're a storied program, and to see that 0 next to their name was shocking to me.
Yeah.
We won't have a long bus ride.
right, I mean, long bus ride. We talked about
not
the long
for
bus
Eastella,
ride.
wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thoughts? That big upset there in that bracket.
I've always been somebody that's been partial to defense, so I would have loved to have seen this game live. Just two defenses going at it, getting
And another
turnovers,
punt. Another punt.
stopping them on
Another
third
punt.
down, throwing some big hits along the way. So, I mean, to win 6-0, I mean, it shows, hey, you're not going to beat us if you can't score on us.
Hey,
so,
we take 1-score games in the playoffs, right, boys?
oh yeah,
Absolutely.
oh, yeah.
1 point more.
What you think, Holden?
Yeah, you don't see scores like that anymore.
Uh-oh. The stage is set. 337's just brought him a shirt.
There we
Don't
go.
miss out on the deadline. Thanksgiving Day
One
is
more
the
week?
last day we're selling shirts. Go ahead.
You don't see that type
Thank
of
you, my
score
friend.
anymore in high school sports. I mean, 6-0, especially the playoffs. Like, I mean, I would
see it in maybe Division 1, 2 good defenses
Yeah.
going at it.
Yeah, but not in the first round,
Right.
though. That's just, but I wasn't expecting Homer to get shut out. But it seems like those Feliciana schools, whether it's East or West, they always do something in the playoffs.
You right, my
You're right.
friend.
I got to give you that.
Fellas, Grand Lake game-winning field goal, less than a minute remaining. Coach Wainwright's got the Hornets going to the second round. Special teams matters in the playoffs.
Yep.
Special teams matters everywhere. I don't care what anybody said.
We had a good display of it Friday night, right?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
we had
I'm
some
gonna
good.
get to it. You
I have,
calm yourself down over there.
Jumping ahead.
Hey,
You
I'll
gotta
say
get
this,
to it,
man.
But yeah,
I'll say this about the
Yeah,
Grand
yeah,
Lake
some
game.
good
I almost covered one of our friends was covering that game live. I almost called him after the show. I was like, how the heck did Grand Lake come back from that? Because they were down like 20-6 in the fourth quarter, and to pull off 17 unanswered and win a game on a field goal. Hats off to the Hornets for that.
A moment they will never forget over there at that stadium. Game-winning field goals are fun, guys.
Oh yeah.
You know what else is fun? When you make it to Turkey Week, Welsh awaits the rest of the field. They're in Turkey Week. We'll save that. We'll save that for when we get to the questions portion. But Greyhounds back in the quarters, back-to-back years. Coach Corville's got his guys in the quarters. And what do you do right now? Do you take the approach of the teams that had the first round bye? Do you go that approach where
You have to.
these next 2 weeks now?
Absolutely.
You have to.
You have to. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Get everyone healthy.
I was about to say
But
that.
also you don't want to change the routine.
Right.
Like
Right.
their practices are probably going to stay the same. Like if it was a game week, they may hit a little bit later. They may take 2 days of just shells or something. But you want to keep the players on schedule and used to how they've been doing all year.
Uh-oh.
Whatever.
Put the link in the chat, sir.
For the
Where
shirt.
can I buy the shirt?
For the shirt.
Where is the link?
Did I send the link to anybody in this room?
The
Not
link
to
is
me.
on the page, like
It's on-
a
it's
couple
on the
scrolls
page.
Just
down.
gotta copy it and put it in the comments.
Someone do my phone can't.
Hey, next bracket for y'all guys. Division 4 select. Every home team, every team that was in that 1 to 16 range, plus all the home teams advance here. So no upsets in this bracket. Your thoughts, 1 through 16, play on to round 2.
I think it's pretty much what people expected for the most part. I mean, there were some really close games though, like Opelousas Catholic, Westminster, Lafayette.
That was
Scary
that
time.
was
Great
scary
game.
time.
High drama.
I mean, there was a good game there, but I think for the most part, it was kind of what was expected.
Right.
Like, I don't think.
It's a perfect bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Not all of them are perfect, but this one was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was close. It was really
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 point game.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right.
How about this? Central Catholic sets up rematch with Covington after a 14-0 shutout victory. We like rematches in the playoffs, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's hard to
Can
get
they beat them
too
twice? Can
I
Covenant beat them twice?
Hope Central Catholic has that chip on their shoulder. I mean, they didn't have the best showing against them last time, and so I know they want to get their get back, and they're going to come prepared for Covenant for sure.
Absolutely.
Yes, most definitely.
And then we talked about Opelousas Catholic in this bracket. They reeled off huge comeback to knock off Westminster of Lafayette by 1. Guys, it was 27-7 at halftime.
Right.
But that's when you speak volumes to your program. Never quit in the playoffs because you play to the final 0.
You're right. I mean, after the recap show, we went eat and we saw some of the fans, and they told us flat out. They said at halftime they didn't think they were going to come back and win. They said that to us, and I was like, going, yeah, but he said, luckily the coaches went in there and they woke them up. So hey, play till the end. Play till the end.
I tell you what, man, Coach Gable really got those kids dialed in early
Yeah,
on. So
yeah. What a year one for that program for
very
sure.
much,
They'll
very
be back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Alex, the old phrase comes into play. No matter what the score says, a comeback can happen at any moment.
Yeah, I mean, you're never out of it. There's still time on the clock. You know, you get realistic at some point, but you know, when it's early and you're down, you can come back.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not that many plays away from being right back in it.
Let's go Division 3 non-select bracket. Here we go. Big upset in this bracket. The 23 seed Port Allen is still dancing. Battling Bears sent home earlier than expected. Thoughts, fellas?
And you called that one out, Jordan. You said it last week. You know, that was the game.
Don't give me much credit, man. I still pick Church Point.
Yeah, my friend was a Church Point alum, and to say that he was furious after that game is kind of an understatement because Church Point, we've known them throughout the years. They've known to make runs.
Yeah.
But to get stopped in the first round by a team that they were quite frankly expecting to beat, that's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah.
But Church Point, I think they got some couple of better years ahead of them. From what I heard, they're still relatively young,
Yeah.
trying to get a new coach in there because Arsenault was there for so long. You know, when he gets his guys in there, I think Church Point will be able to make a run either this year or 2 years from now. We'll see how it goes.
Young group.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, I think I picked Port Allen. Let's see, but anyway, yeah, I think they're gonna be okay next year. Coming into next year, Church Point. I mean, it just ran into a little brick wall right there with Port Allen. I guess they, you know, looking forward to the following week. You know,
Yeah,
those trap games.
Yeah.
And pretty much, the second round is really trap games. Every game, every team is looking forward to the following week. They can say they're not, but I think that it is. And
Carter looking ahead.
yeah.
That's a good possibility.
And
yes.
I think also, like with the Church Point game, you saw the same thing in the Homer game. It was defense that really got them that win. I mean, holding them to 7 points. You only need 16 to win now, and so they that must have been part of their plan, and it seemed like they executed it really well.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Can't underestimate anybody in the playoffs.
Right.
No, you made it for a reason.
More for you, boys and girls. Special teams. We go to Lowerville. If you have not heard, Lowerville special teams, the difference maker against Marksville. 21 points they lost by. 21 points on special teams was the difference. Kick return for a touchdown. Onside kick recovery. A few plays later they score. And then a muff punt. A couple plays later scored again. 21 points. Special teams. Lowerville going into a big one with ERAF. Special teams could be the difference.
Yep, absolutely. Not trying to take nothing away from Lowerville. They played a good game last Friday. They capitalized on mistakes off the special teams. Marksville played a great game, y'all. In the fourth quarter, it was 28-20. It was very close, y'all.
We were a minute left to go into the fourth quarter. Me and Gary said, we're going to have us a good finish here in the fourth, and then next thing you know, it flipped on his head.
Yep.
Yeah, Marksville let me down.
By the way, their quarterback's good, by the way.
I just remember texting Jordy after the game because I was trying to keep up with the game while we were playing ours, and I remember seeing the score all game, and I was like, "Oh, this is crazy! I can't wait to go back and watch it and stuff." And then I texted him after. I was like, "Where did that score come from?" And he's just like, "Special teams, man."
Man.
And
Special
that
teams,
hook
they
and ladder.
opened it up.
That hook and ladder.
That was-
they
the
Hook and ladder was
like,
beautiful.
Oh my God, it worked.
That was beautiful.
Guys, ask Gary. I wanted to do a recap show so dang bad Friday night,
Yeah.
and when we're on the way home, I would open my mouth and nothing would come out.
Yeah.
It got to that point.
He would go, get that. And I was like,
We're still going to do the recap
no,
show.
we're not doing that.
Man, I was fired up for a recap show and I couldn't talk at all. So apologies for that.
Hey,
Another
we did a
one.
good one Sunday.
You're right. Another one for this bracket. 2 state champions in this bracket move on. Union Parish and Oak Grove still hanging around. And guess what? They're on opposite sides of the bracket. These two going to be tough to beat.
Yes.
They've been doing this for so long, man. It's nothing new to them. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if anyone chose them to go to the Dome. Both of
I
them.
wonder who that was.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There might be somebody in there.
Might be a lot of
It
us.
might be the whole panel.
It might be.
It might be.
So
And a bunch of us.
Long way from there, boys.
just keep on playing. I mean, it gets tougher every week. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fellas, thoughts of these two teams? It's going to take a complete game to beat one of them.
Right.
Right.
Oh,
a
100%.
complete game and maybe some help after that too.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah.
You can't leave St. James out.
Yeah.
No, it's
St. James is on a mission.
hey, Troy is very good. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, we're not supposed to talk about St. James. Troy don't like that.
No.
I know Troy's going to repeat what you said just now, right?
Yeah, you're right. You're
Oh,
right.
I'm trying to get T-shirts here.
Yeah.
Don't talk about Troy.
But yeah, it looked like they're on the collision course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With
those
Union.
two teams, yeah. That's a rematch from last year.
No rematch.
No,
Union is
Union St.
Oh, I thought you
James.
said
Union,
Union.
St.
Okay.
James.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
St. James.
That's what he's saying in the
Okay.
semifinals
Yeah,
with Union
yeah.
St. James. I mean, that looks like
But
everything goes like they want it to.
It looks
Yeah.
like they'll be in the semis. So.
Still got 2 games to play.
Yeah, a lot of people has put that matchup into play, and then here I am on my other bracket that has Kaplan in the semis with Union. Ooh,
Man.
drama.
I
We'll
don't know
see.
about that.
You're not
Oh,
getting a
that's-
shirt now.
Fastest game in the history.
We'll see.
That's between you and Troy.
Oh yeah.
We'll see if my mind is still made up for that come a week from now.
Yeah.
What else we got? New bracket, boys. It's Division 3 Select. Here's some takeaways. D.R. Bonewood's Charter celebrates first playoff win in school history. Congratulations. What a moment
That's good.
for that program. Put the game ball in the trophy case.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
You always remember your first.
Anytime you have a first like that, you know that's a special thing. You gotta remember that.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah, I mean it's a big accomplishment to win a playoff game, and then also to do it in a 15-18 matchup, which we've seen already that 18s can win that matchup very easily, you know, and
You're
so
definitely right.
so I mean that's good for them. You know, they're going to go on the road to a good Newman team, and I still wouldn't count them out. You know,
Yeah.
I would. Year one for Lafayette Renaissance ends earlier than expected, but they'll be right back. It won't take long. Watch out for Lafayette Renaissance next season. Got a little taste of the playoffs this year and ran into a team in Parkview Baptist that has been around, done it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, he still put up 21 points.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I'm still the only one to pick Parkview
Wasn't
Baptist.
wasn't as competitive as
You were.
You were.
You were.
That's why I lost by 15 still.
I didn't say nothing.
You didn't.
I ain't said nothing.
Lafayette Renaissance boys, gonna be right back.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
they're
absolutely, man.
definitely going to be back. Next year they're going to be right back where they left off. I think they're going to be probably better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, especially like I've said before, they have one of the best coaching staffs in the state.
Oh God.
And
It's up there.
you're gonna see them. They were a little bit small this year because they didn't get a full off season with them. You know, they came a little bit later
Yeah.
in off season, and so you're gonna see them get a full off season. They're gonna go through
And
track.
some guys eligible.
Yeah, they're gonna go through track. They're gonna get strength training with these guys and stuff like that. So, I mean, they're gonna be good for years to come, and yeah, they're gonna be ready to go next year for sure.
Major rematch is set after cruise control round one win for the Knights. Night Train rolls into Crowley, the rice capital of the world, to battle. It's going to be a good one. Pios, Knights, the rematch is set.
Again, it's hard to beat a team twice, and a team like Lafayette Christian has been making playoff runs for years now. So it's hard. I'd be one of the last teams I'd want to play on that schedule.
y'all had that game at home during district.
We've played better away all year long.
Y'all hear this
It's
man.
been crazy.
You want me to pull up your
That's tough.
schedule?
That's tough.
Should be.
Yeah, we
should
played
be a
6
fun
away
game,
games.
man.
Yeah.
Should be a fun game.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm excited for it, obviously, but I want to get our get back. You know?
Well, and that's what I'm saying. You know, you're going to have these kids that are going to be playing, you know, and they're going to remember that. They're going to say, hey, this team beat us, you know, in the regular season. Will they beat us again this year? That's what they're going to have in their head. And you know what? They need to take that and go with it because that's the truth. It's win or go home. That's how it is right now.
Think
Who's going to go home?
either one of these two teams here gets a win on Friday night could find themselves winning a couple more down the road.
You're right.
Yeah.
Could.
I think most of the people, whoever makes the quarterfinals in this bracket, I think you could say any of them go to the championship, go into the dome,
Correct.
and it'd be
I
a fine
agree.
pick, to be honest.
Good. We're good.
Yep.
We're moving along.
Yep.
Moving along.
Move along.
Next bracket for you is Division II non-select, and we start with Wassman. They get a huge upset over Minden to set up a rematch. Somebody said the get back in the last bracket, right? They only get their get back. It won't be easy. Gotta go and play Iowa at Iowa. This time it was at a neutral site the first
Last
go round
time,
when they played in the regular season. This time they're going to Yellow Jacket Stadium, and playoff football over there is something else.
Look out.
Very
That's
tough.
all I gotta say.
Yep.
But what a win for Wassman in
Yeah.
round one.
I feel like
Big upset win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the teams were a little closer than what their seeding suggested, but in the end, Wassman were a little bit of underdogs, and they were like, we looked at that score live. It was what 12-5 at one point.
5
Yeah.
one time.
Talk about an eye opener, you know.
We were like, what?
12-5. It ended up being 26-11. That's I don't know how many scoregami things are possible in high school football for Louisiana, but that
Chris,
has
you
to be
gotta-
one of them.
You got to think to yourself, this Wassman team, the last couple of years, they've been primed to make deep runs, and then this year was more of a letdown year for the program. Maybe got a rebuild going on, and not up to the standards of where they want to be right now with the win-loss record. But to go and get a first round win it speaks volumes that they still got a really good football coach over there.
Yeah, Coach K, he lost a lot of guys this year.
Yeah.
But he's a good guy and he's a good coach, and he gonna have his guys ready to be battle tested.
Yeah.
And that's what they are. I mean, they knocked off Minden, and I guess I think everybody across the board we picked Minden.
All
last week.
across
Yeah,
the board,
yeah,
man.
we
You know what
did.
I'm saying? So, with that being said, just getting the dance.
Just getting the dance, keep dancing.
Yep.
Chris, I'm coming right back to you.
All right.
Coming right back to you because Opelousas and Bastrop break a record that was set back in week 8 on Under the Lights. It now sits at 60,000 views from the Thursday night game. It was the Ford Fontenot. Both of them had 3 touchdowns. And then that front 7 is as nasty as it gets. 60K may never be caught again.
I think it will.
I'd
but-
never say that.
I wouldn't never say
I
never.
mean, what it was 2 weeks prior.
38.
38.
39.
And then Kaplan and Eraf were pretty close as well.
They were
So
at 34, 35, 36.
Yeah.
hey,
so,
records are meant to be broken.
Yeah.
So
60, boy, you got to do some work. If you're gonna
everybody
do
watch.
I mean, it was a Thursday night game, so
Thursday night game.
only
Thursday
had
night game.
three across the state.
And we were the only ones that were
Look
streaming
for,
it live.
look for JB to have another good week this week too with his Thursday game.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
So-
game is JB covering tomorrow?
Struma Haynes.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That'll be
wow.
interesting.
Go ahead, Chris.
So yeah, I mean, with the game, like
Handle business.
we just a running team. Don't worry about it. Everybody says just a running team. We throw the ball. They threw 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. They just executed.
Hey, man, they load the box and then Corey Fontenot beats you through the air.
God.
Yeah.
And
He's
then
got
they
ton-
had everybody in the
sick
box, all of a
athleticism
sudden
from
the
that
balls
kid.
were flying down the field. I was like, look at this.
I mean, so you just gotta pick your poison. At the end of the day, we came out healthy and just executed. Not too many penalties.
Yeah.
So other than that,
Weren't many at all.
And
on to the next.
Tied
On
on
to the next,
Tied
and
on to that, Chris, man. Like, they can say what they want about that, man. Run whatever it is, man. They got to beat you on the line of scrimmage.
I mean, we talked about it, me and a couple of guys. It's no different from a veer offense.
Mm-hmm.
They got an identity. They're
Yeah.
gonna run a veer. A wing T. They're gonna run a wing T. They're gonna run a spread. We have an identity. We run pretty much the same thing.
They're running
Just out of
inside
the
zone.
shotgun.
Yeah.
Veer and shoot or something like that. Something close to
They're gonna run inside zone here, inside zone here.
Just pick your poison.
Let Deshaun choose a gap.
You load the box. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
60K. What an accomplishment.
Yeah. I think this also shows like how good of a
Unbelievable.
job you guys do too, because people aren't gonna watch it if y'all don't do a good job. So I'll tell you, you did a good job, Jordy. Y'all did a good job covering the game as well and promoting the game in the schools and stuff like that. Like all of that ties into that. So good job on y'all for doing that.
We were used to doing this by this.
No, I remember the days.
Yeah.
I remember the days whenever I covered a game with a cell phone and I had nobody watching at one point, and I turned it off at halftime and turned back to my personal page just to see if anybody would watch.
Wow.
It was, I remember them days.
Y'all been through thick and thin, and
Recap
It's
show
getting
behind
thick now.
the-
It's
behind
only
the
getting
pickup,
better, Trump.
baby.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I think I watched.
we did
one
that
time,
last year, too.
You was doing a recap show
We used to be
on your porch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, boy. 2
Yeah.
in the morning, 2, 3 in the
Yeah.
morning with the
Yeah.
dog barking.
Yeah, the dog
Yo.
barking and you hitting mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes dead in your mouth, boy.
I remember that.
Catch that. Gotta have you
Yeah.
that skeeter spray.
I was like, I said, look at this fool.
Cars passing on the road. Oh, look who it is. The man that will not buy a T-shirt from us is Devin Steyer.
Oh my
I ain't bought a
God,
t-shirt
man.
yet, bro.
Come on.
You gotta do better than that, man.
All right, next thing with this bracket, listen to this. All top 4 who received the first round bye better be careful here in round 2. Your thoughts if I make that type of statement?
Yeah.
I mean, it speaks for itself, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the more intriguing.
I think there's only one that's not on upset alert,
Yeah, I
but
agree.
in my opinion. But
I would
yeah,
say
every
one's
single
not,
one of them better
but
be ready.
this is probably the most dangerous low seed matchup in the whole state right now. Like with the low
All
seeds
4
are
better be careful.
yeah.
Jordy, is that shirt? Is that man?
Big team in front of you.
I would say this is probably the only bracket where that low seed isn't the favorite in a lot of these games.
You look at it.
Hey, I'll say it like it is. Whether you're a low
that's
seed,
true.
whether you had that bye, or whether you're coming to play up that team against the
You
bye,
look at it. If you look at it,
get ready to hit somebody.
Franklin.
That's what it comes down to.
Westfield game last year. Westfield had a bye.
That's funny. Why don't you go first?
You remember that all the money? I need to buy it.
Cecilia.
I'm not gonna mess with
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna be some pretty.
Yeah.
Mhm. Careful week. It's called Careful Week in round 2. Bryson, get your mind right. Take that shit off your head.
Come on, man.
There's your one, Jordan.
There's my one.
Okay, got my LSU hat.
You
Work
heard
on,
it.
man.
You
It
heard
was
ladies and
worth it.
gentlemen, it was there.
It was worth it.
Yeah, eyeball him in. All I see is the OU in your
I'll tell you
head.
what, man, I'm gonna have to make me a UTL hat, man. And
I will get it done in 6 years from now.
Yeah.
Took us 6 years to promote a shirt just because I thought nobody would buy from us. All right, next bracket, Division 2 select. We start off with the news that hit the headlines this week. Booker T. Washington, New Orleans awaits at Turkey Week with ULAB being dismissed. So congratulations to Booker T. Washington, New Orleans. You got your way into the quarters. No matter how you done it, you found your way there. Thoughts on that? Booker T. Washington probably experiencing Turkey Week for the first time, and when you experience it for the first time, it says something, right?
I mean, congratulations. I mean, look, they were looking at a matchup against a good ULAB team. If they were ruled to be able to play, that's a scary team. And so to get past that hump, I mean, now they have a shot at the semifinals. You know,
Right.
one more game,
Any given Friday.
any given Friday. I mean, they're gonna come out ready to play. You know, next week, whoever they match up against, whether it be Leesville or Loyola Prep, they're gonna come out ready.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Peabody.
We're gonna talk about it. It's in the notes.
Yeah.
It's in the
Yeah.
notes. Hogan got a big cuss word to use.
Did you just give him permission?
No.
He's like,
No.
But you know, also, that gives Booker T a whole week to prep for both teams.
Another Welsh
Yeah.
situation here.
yeah, it's,
Yep.
it's just like Welsh, yes.
Yes.
you never know what you're gonna get with a school like that, man. It's a New Orleans school with a bunch of athletes, so
Yeah.
you can't
You're
never
right.
rule them out, you know.
We got some upsets in this bracket. Yes, we do. Archbishop Hannon, they told us in the chat that Braden said, take Hannon. We said, you're crazy. Take Hannon. You're still crazy. And here we are. We're crazy.
We should have took him.
We should have took him.
He stressed it.
He stressed it, too.
They emphasized to
They upset St. Michael, and then Livingston upsets Frederick A. Douglass. Division II select. Don't matter what seed you are. Upsets occur here in round 1. Thoughts on the upsets, fellas? Didn't see some of these games.
No, I mean, we talked about it Friday, man. You know, in the middle of our, broadcast with the Lorville game. And it was just in complete wild with this game.
yeah. I threw that score out, and I think all three of y'all said wow at the same time.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I
Pretty
had to
much.
pinch myself.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
The Livingston Frederick A. Douglass game was really good. They played on Saturday, and JB
Yeah, I
and
got to
VK and
watch
them, the
it.
Hash It Out show did it, and
Chris.
that was a crazy game.
Chris's fourth quarter. Under a minute. You're winning. Does anybody get behind you in the secondary? Lost the game.
It was just, it was so crazy.
I
And
was
then
watching it.
for Livingston and Frederick A. Douglass.
Oh man, that's kind of like when y'all covered Lake Arthur and Oakdale earlier in the year.
Yeah, but this wasn't no double move. This was eyes in
This
the
was- yeah.
backfield.
Oh,
It was, I
He was
mean,
just looking right here. The guy ran right by him.
and look, it
Yeah.
was back and forth a lot of the game too. I mean, that was a dogfight, and
Absolutely.
it was a fun one to watch.
Moving along, next bracket, we go Division One non-select. You like upsets? You like Cinderella? Well, I got one for you. The highest seed that moved along in the playoffs last week was the 24 seed Chalmette. Out of all the brackets to move on to the second round, it was a walk-off field goal to knock off Terrebonne. Cinder is reeling in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
I'm looking at it right
New
now.
word,
I mean,
but that's okay.
Yeah.
you still look at some of these matchups, I still see it possibly happening again. I mean,
Yeah, man. That's
Yeah, a lot of upsets to go still. Like
Oh, yeah, there's gonna be some more.
hey, they upset who they upset for a reason.
Is West Monroe Parkway upset?
I wouldn't think so because
No.
we all
But-
picked West Monroe.
By
I think
nature
we all
of
pick
the
West
by
Monroe.
nature of the
That
bracket,
was chalk
it is.
that wasn't chalk.
Yeah.
That was one of those that.
Boy, we got to talk about that too. Can't wait
Can we
can't
not
wait
talk
to-
about what happened to my Cinderella for this year?
Yeah, Dutchtown.
Their quarterback got hurt before the
Quarterback gets
game.
hurt.
2 days before the game.
Yeah.
He blew his knee out.
Yeah, man,
Doesn't
it's
matter.
tough, man.
So-
We're gonna discuss that situation also. But Cinderella still dancing, the highest seed right now in the playoffs. What was the highest seed last year?
22. Was it them?
Was it 20?
I think it was higher.
Was it?
I think because you had
Dang, it's-
Mandeville.
Mandeville was one of them.
Mandeville was 18.
Anvil was at 18.
I thought they were the 24.
Mm.
Okay,
They should have been the highest last year.
22 was the highest.
They should have been.
Well, why don't you look it up, sir?
No thanks. My phone won't load anything right now.
Geek Squad.
I'll try. I'll try to look it up.
You look it up. Anybody else want
I
to?
mean, we were 12 seeds last year.
What we talking about?
I mean, what there was
Expected.
there was
What's
one,
the subject?
two.
Who was the highest seed last year to make it to the semifinals?
While they looked that up, there was 4 technical upsets on this bracket.
Let me hear it down.
you got Westgate over St. Amant, 18 over 15. Then you had,
I don't think so.
without Jabari,
Yep.
that's an upset to me.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that a lot of people are expecting them to beat St. Amant without their main guy. And then West Monroe Parkway, I know we all don't think it's an upset,
So
but
they were 21.
21 seed, that's an upset.
Yeah.
And then Chalmette over Terrebonne, that's another upset. And then Walker over Dutchtown to beat them twice.
Hey,
The
man.
way they had, that's impressive. Whether or not the quarterback was there or not, that's still an accomplishment.
Okay.
So you got a 22 seed.
They got 2 losses on the year, both to Walker.
Yeah.
You think that game's circled next year?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what?
You, got,
Yeah.
you have a 21 seed, a 24 seed, and a 22 seed still in the playoffs in this bracket.
So Northwest was the highest last year. Right now, we got the 24. Is Cinderella it on? We move on
The
with
last 3
this
is cool too.
bracket. And speaking of Westgate, even without Antoine, Westgate's still too talented across the board in round 1 for Santa Maria. Your thoughts on Westgate? And they got a shot here in round 2 again.
Yep.
Is he gonna play?
I've been.
Is he playing?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. But I've been following this team all season long, and a lot of freshmen in that group been having to
They
step up.
had to
and
step
play.
up.
And that freshman class that they got, from what I've been told, and you can see it. Probably one of the best that they ever had. With this program. So it'll be something to watch the next couple of years.
It was really fun to watch on Duck Roost.
They had a
And,
live feed, yeah. It was good.
yeah, Duck Roost did a good job with the stream and stuff. And it was funny. You would see them huddle up Westgate, and it was almost like they were arguing on who's going to be the quarterback that play. Because the coach would call the play, whatever it was, because mostly Wildcat,
5 different quarterbacks took a snap, correct?
in five
weird,
consecutive plays.
Right.
Like, so it's like they huddle up, argue about who's going to be the quarterback, go out there, run a play. Everyone knew what they were doing, and they still get yards. I mean, it was just wow.
Right?
Okay, so to answer our question earlier, the highest seed
That
that
was
had
Northwest.
that won a playoff game
No, went to the semis.
Went to the-
that went to the semis. Yeah, that was
yeah,
Northwest.
like the highest that stayed there.
Yeah, they were.
One more for you. Denham Springs failed 2-point conversion in overtime. The difference, West Washita survives. What a game. That is playoff football. Thoughts?
I had said that could be last week. That could be one of the best games of the
In that bracket?
and it was, man. I was high on Denham Springs too. Beginning
Hey,
of the year.
I picked Denham Springs Wednesday night, if anybody remembers, right?
Yeah, you did.
I
They
would
were, I mean, like I said, I understand jamboree
I think I
and
picked them
stuff
too.
in scrimmages, but dude, they were waxing like good schools.
They ran
Denham
into
Springs.
a speed bump.
Yeah, and
You know they would be a tough out in the playoffs,
Yep.
but
Oh, yeah.
West Washita having one of their best seasons in recent memory. So, 1 point better, Gary.
Yeah. One better.
We're gonna put that on a T-shirt. We're gonna
1
sell
point
it.
more.
In 6
One
years?
point better 6 years from
Yeah.
now.
that's right.
There we go.
I like that.
Year 12 of UTL. There you go.
Go ahead and get the patent on that.
Last bracket for you. Man, Braden's a walking novel.
I still wish right there, man.
Braden, are we gonna meet you this
Yeah,
year?
we're gonna meet him at the dome at the nacho line.
We said that last 3 years, and we haven't.
We're gonna meet him at the. We're getting some nachos at the dome.
I'm gonna come down
Oh,
and
yeah.
see y'all. I'm gonna come down.
Last one, Division One select. Key takeaways. Lock of the week is now 11-0. Boy,
Wow.
we're taking some chances.
Yup.
And we hitting.
I'm interested to see who she chooses this week.
Oof.
Yeah, me too.
Don't tell us until it's time.
Yeah.
Man, I'm
And
excited.
if no one knows about the lock of the week, it was Evangel over Captain Shreve. Thursday night, we were leaving out of the parking lot at Donald Gardner Stadium. I said, Chris, look, it's a 3-point game. It's 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. They still playing.
Still,
But that's what we expected. High scoring and a pick six, the difference.
Wow.
Yeah.
When you said all offense and the defense is the decider to put the game away, couldn't have scripted it any better. Lock of the week, 11-0.
You right.
Can it be 12?
Can.
Probably not.
Can.
Let's
But
see.
will it?
Will it?
That's the
It
question.
must be hard if you do that.
Probably not. Huntington. Gonna put some miles on those bus tires, ladies and gentlemen. Had to take a road trip down to Hammond. Come back home. Now you gotta go to the car this week. You're gonna get real familiar with this side of the state. These last 2 weeks, who's paying that gas mileage and money?
Hopefully, Caddo Parish. Hopefully, the Caddo Parish School Board.
Final one. Don't bet against JT Curtis in the playoffs, right, Mr. Swallow?
Yeah. But
Dangerous.
you know, all I can say is JT Curtis is knows how to get his team prepared. He knows how to win. Gonna be interesting moving forward, though.
Oh, be a big one. Friday night.
That game will be over very quickly.
So we talked about
8:45.
these last 8 brackets in the round one. Our thoughts on them. We go road trips around the state of Louisiana. Sit back. Who's got the farthest? Who's got the shortest? They're coming at you right now.
All right. We're going to do longest and shortest road trips for the second round. We're going to start with Division 4. In Division 4 non-select, the longest road trip, West St. John at Mangum, 3 hours, 49 minutes.
I've been to Mangum. That ain't no short.
It's a
Ain't
little
no
lick.
easy time. That's a lick.
And then this one, the shortest, Montgomery at Haynesville, 2 hours, 9 minutes.
The shortest?
That's the shortest. I mean, Welsh,
In
they
that
get to sit
bracket?
down. Yeah, in that bracket.
in that bracket.
Jesus.
Wow.
The shortest?
In that bracket.
In that bracket.
2 hours.
That's
wow.
And Division 4 non-select, 2 hour drive is the shortest one. There's a long one.
All right. Division 4 select. Who we got?
We got a Ouachita Christian at Catholic of Point Capee, going to be the longest road trip, about 3 hours, 15 minutes.
Come on down to New Road, Louisiana. They'll feed you good.
Oh, yeah. And then our shortest one in Division 4 select, Central Catholic at Covenant Christian at 41 minutes, but this game will be played at John Guidry Stadium where the Nicholls State Colonels play.
Correct. We'll be at Nichols and
Nichols.
rematch of the district title game.
Correct. Division 3, non-select, longest road trip, Mansfield at Oak Grove, logging in at 3 hours and 20 minutes. The shortest road trip, I have Donaldsonville at St. James, 28 minutes.
Oh, that's gonna be a quick ride home
Quick ride home.
after
Been to both places.
similar results.
Yeah.
You ready for a long road trip? Division 3 select. De La Salle at Calvary Baptist, 5 hours, 9 minutes.
Get a hotel.
Get
Yep.
a hotel. Yeah.
And Parkview Baptist will have the shortest road trip to Dunham. Accounting for the traffic, I did this during rush hour, so it is going to go down a little bit, basically 15 minutes. They're 5 miles away from each other.
Right.
So,
5 hours. and
5 hours.
15 minutes.
You got 5 hours. Yeah.
5 hours, 15 minutes, and 15 minutes.
Yep.
Dude, that's far.
Okay. Let's do Division 2 non-select this time. Longest road trip. Bell Chase at North DeSoto. 5 hours, 38 minutes. One end of the world to the other end of the world.
Right.
The shortest road trip, still almost an hour. Opelousas at Jennings. Logging in at 55 minutes.
Okay.
So
19-minute
there's a fair
walk
few
down.
amount of long road trips in Division 2 non-select. So, select. Lake Charles College Prep at JFK.
Okay.
3 hours, 7 minutes. This game will be played at Pan American Stadium.
Okay.
And the shortest road trip will be St. Charles at Madison Prep, which will log in at just under an hour. It'll be 56 minutes, but that game's being played at Olympia Stadium in Baton Rouge.
Gotcha.
Division 1, non-select, longest road trip. Destrehan at Northwood, Shreveport, 4 hours, 56 minutes.
Hike
That's a
ball.
lot. Yeah, that's a long way.
Your shortest road trip, Chalmette at Hahnville, 52 minutes. Could also change with the New Orleans traffic, depending on how that goes. And then for Division I Select, Huntington at Edna Carr, 5 hours to Morris Jeff Stadium is where they'll be playing that game.
Man,
The shortest
change
one.
the tires.
Yep. The shortest road trip is McDonough number 35 at Archbishop Rummel. Excuse me. 15 minutes, but that game will be played at Joe Yenny Stadium. I believe that's East Jefferson's stadium. So,
Hell,
there you go.
Huntington's leaving tomorrow evening.
Shortest and longest road trips for the second round of the playoffs.
Questions for the panel at this time. Need reactions. Buckle in.
All right.
Expect it from everybody.
React.
ULAB reaction. Bounce from the playoffs. Lose out on the court case. Peabody gets left out. How would you have handled the situation with Peabody getting screwed
What do
in
you mean?
this situation? You put him back in. Would you have never left him off in the first place? Your thoughts, your concerns, your real-time reaction of ULAB out, Peabody screwed.
I think the LHSA got put in between a rock and a hard place with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's either wait until the injunction meeting and disrupt all the playoffs, everyone's playoffs, or do what they did and Peabody gets left out and stuff. I mean,
So would you have found a way to put him back in?
I think
you can't though. They couldn't.
They couldn't.
Legally, they couldn't.
There has to be something that can keep the courts out. Like, let's just say if the appeal wasn't unanimous, then I could say, okay, we'll let a court decide. But if you get
22-0.
you get the initial ruling that you're on the wrong side of it, and the appeal is unanimous, they shouldn't be allowed to take it to the court.
Right.
So I think that's the only thing that might need to change. There might need to be some type of bylaw or something that's put in with the appeal process. If it's unanimous, then there's you're not taking it to court. But like we said, all this should be handled way before the last game of the year. So
It shouldn't take someone turning them in for it to be checked. Like if
Correct.
someone turns you in late, that's something. But the LHSA should be proactive with these things. Week 5 they should be checking. They should be checking throughout the year at different intervals for different teams or whatever to kind of spread it out for them. But it shouldn't be this late. It feels like it happens almost every year too.
Well, the thing that I think is that, first of all, that's, to me, and I might offend a lot of people, that's the laziness of the LHSAA. The laziness is what I mean by this. You should start week 1 picking teams to go check and do everything. And by week 5 or 6, you should have
that's what I mean.
everybody checked. That's what I'm saying. This should start at the beginning of the year, not at the end of the year. And that's the problem, and I hate to say it that way because, I think they're trying to do their job and everything like that. But when you wait till the end of the year before something like that comes out, then that means you haven't been doing your job checking on everything.
Well,
So I'm sorry.
Well,
That's
I would
just
say
my
I don't
opinion.
think they have even a structure right now where they go check on their own. I think it's all dependent on if someone gets turned in, then they go check it. I don't know. Y'all might be able to correct me if y'all
they
know.
do check at a certain point, but
It's not as vigorous as what it should be.
I don't know if this is something that could be possible, maybe a little bit down the road, maybe make it a little bit easier for them. But maybe just have like a database or something where you put your team in, you put your rosters, transcripts, they'll check all of that beginning of the year right there. It'll tell you, hey, this kid's eligible to play, or hey, this kid isn't, And then you could check it at week 5 and then week 9 or whatnot, just to make sure, hey, this kid is here, he transferred here or whatnot, but there's certain things that say, hey, he's eligible, or hey, he isn't, I feel like maybe that's something that could be used down the road with technology to where you could put it in a database and you could check it right then and there, make it a little bit easier. But I don't know how realistic that is now.
Real
maybe
quick.
down the road.
Whoever wants to answer this, 2 suggestions in the chat. They could have added a 25 seed, take away Kennedy's bye, and had them play in the first round. Or the next one was put them versus the team at home. So that would have been put Peabody against
At home
Booker T.
against-
Washington, I'm assuming.
Oh, you talking about just put Peabody into the quarters? Or are you
Into
talking
the
about
second
into
round.
Second round.
Second
Oh.
round.
Thoughts?
Just
I
put
think
them there.
I think putting Peabody in is better than making someone who earned a bye
I agree.
play a first round game. I think that's unfair now to
JB said
JFK.
that first. That opens Pandora's
Like
box.
I think that's a much worse thing than letting Peabody go to the 2 seed. But then you get into the fact that they didn't earn a bye, but now they're just automatically in the second round also. And so it's just kind of like I said, they're in a rock and a hard place right there.
I think with the situation though, with them being put out of the playoffs, hey, you're in the second round, you get that first round bye or whatnot. I feel like people would be a little bit more understanding of it because all of this is out of Peabody's control. This is not anything that that they had. This wasn't something that they caused. This was all forced upon them. This was all
They were
circumstances
in
that didn't.
when they woke up Sunday morning.
Who was
Right.
who was the 24 seed that came in?
Peabody.
That came in.
McKinley.
McKinley.
So, but then McKinley's going to be like, okay, why does Peabody get the bye? Why couldn't we get the bye? Week 1 because they would have bumped up or whatever. Like it opens up into. I
But they
think
weren't,
the
they weren't
LHSA.
the team that would have been forced out of the
Well,
playoffs.
Let's just say it opened Pandora's box by giving them the injunction to go to court.
Well, they didn't
At
have the choice though.
They didn't have
Right.
choice.
Once
They
the
had
judge
to-
decides they have
the
to.
appeal. What I'm saying is the appeal. Like you knew the week before what happened. Let's rewind. In basketball, when they ruled teams ineligible, about 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, they ruled us ineligible.
Yep.
Us and Peabody.
Right.
Well, didn't they just rule Newman ineligible in basketball?
And,
Well,
yeah,
that was
that was
during,
after this.
but it was after the season. So, they hadn't played the playoffs and everything. Okay. So let's just say, for instance, that was 4 years ago when us and Peabody was ruled ineligible. Okay, we want to appeal it. You can't appeal it because when you found out about it, it was the Friday. Then the brackets come out the Sunday or the Monday, and then you got to move forward. Here it is. You can spend all this money with these advertisements for the state title games and all this stuff here.
Securing the venues, all that.
Right.
Stuff.
So here it is. Now at the end of the season, in the future, when it happened with other teams, they're gonna use the same thing ULAB did too. We're gonna appeal it. Right in there, we lose the appeal. Okay.
Get a judge. But that's what Alex is saying, that they need to figure out a way
Right.
to, and I think the court system also needs to recognize that the LHSA is a private thing.
Entity,
They should be able to govern themselves. Like, this is a voluntary thing.
Right.
If these schools don't like what the LHSA is doing, don't be a part of it. Like,
be a
that's
part
just
of
kind of part of the deal.
Right.
And so I do think that the LHSA didn't have a perfect option here. Like, whatever they did, somebody was going to be upset about something.
No silver bullet.
No.
The only thing that I could see they could have did was nobody get a bye in that bracket.
Make everybody.
Make everybody play.
Yeah, you just add 4 more teams.
Go to 32.
Right.
Yeah.
It would have been 8. It would have been 8
But then,
more teams.
But then you get into the issue of, okay, we earned a bye still. So people are still upset. I just don't think there is a good answer whenever it comes to that point. I think the answer is it needs to be done before that point. So it doesn't need to get to this.
Well,
Is
they
the
better
real
figure it
answer.
out before 2025.
Because another team
Because the
is
same
going to have
Jim will use this
situation's going to
loophole.
occur.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And that's what I'm saying. I think they need to start looking at these teams. And JB said this in the chats. He says they start. I think he said they started. They
Brady.
check on a 2-week basis. And I'm like, well, that may be true, but the thing about it is that they.
Still loopholes
Yeah,
are
that's
Every
everything's
every school has to turn in their paperwork.
Yeah.
Every school they go over every folder.
Yeah.
So right in there, the concurrence wasn't in this and that, all the other good stuff. So
Yeah, but to me, once you turn in your stuff, once you turn in your paperwork and everything, there should be no additions and no whatever. It has to be, these are our players, period. End of discussion.
Last thing on this subject, ULAB still could do something. Am I correct? After all this is said and done, they could
No.
still
No, I think
No.
it's done.
it's done.
So
they could still go and do something, is what I read.
They have another circuit of appeals that they can use in
Yeah,
the court
yeah.
system, but it's going to be too
The,
late.
the bracket's
Yeah.
done, but they could still fight this if they want to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
but,
no point. You wasting
okay,
money
so
now.
here's the thing. Like anytime a team loses or a school loses a court case against the LHSA, they not only have to pay for their court fees, they have to pay for the LHSA court fees.
Yeah.
So I don't know what school wants to do that twice
Right.
going into that. I mean they shouldn't.
Walked in with 5 lawyers, walked out, bounced out the playoffs.
Yeah.
Welsh straight to the quarterfinals. Your reaction, the reasoning behind the forfeits, probations. A lot of people are confused and don't know the real reason behind this. Someone let us know the reasons behind Welsh going straight to the quarterfinals after Friday night's brawl.
I'll do it. So basically, Faraday and Lake Arthur get in a brawl.
Okay.
Okay. So the LHSA has a process. Anytime a fight happens, they're going to review the footage, do witness statements, talk to the refs, talk to the coaches, and look at any video they can from fans or the huddle and anything like that. And so they went through that process on Saturday. They saw the kids from each team that engaged in the fight and stuff left the sideline to engage in the fight. It has to be with intent. And then they went to suspend those players from Faraday. And whenever they checked those players from Faraday, I think it was 1 or 2. I want to say it was 1, but it might have been 2. One of those players was not entered into the LHSA system as eligible. And so once LHSA saw that,
And how does that happen 11 weeks later?
like we said, they need to do this.
And that goes back to
Yes, exactly what we've been saying this whole time.
right.
So once they saw that, now Faraday forfeits any game that this kid has played in, and so now they forfeit. What I've heard from Lake Arthur is that they did not get a forfeit from the game. The coach chose at the time and agreed with the Faraday coach to postpone the game until they can play it another day, and then LHSA ruled it as a complete game and that it was a forfeit from Faraday. So basically, the way it worked was the final score was 30-7, and then Faraday forfeited it. So that's the way it goes.
Wow.
Reactions. Who wants to dive in?
I mean, no tolerance.
You might not have got caught until after the no telling how far Faraday would have went right there, but you might not have gotten caught until after the season was over with. But you get a little scrap and you get caught. So I mean, either way, doing the right thing is doing the right thing. In the game, not out the game, however you want to call it. But
But that's just that just goes back to what we were talking about earlier. They got to figure out something that's locked in to where these are our players, these are on our team, they're all eligible, done. Don't put anybody else on that list. Don't put anybody else there.
Well, if you have a kid, let's say for instance that's walking the halls, they've been on your campus for 2 years.
Yeah.
Right.
And you didn't turn all your paperwork in, and
Explain that real quick.
That kid wants to.
Real quick. Explain that comment.
They basically-
Faraday wins the game, and now they have to forfeit.
they basically forfeited the Welsh game. Is
their opportunity.
how they're
to play
doing
the
it.
second
It's not that they
Yeah.
forfeited the game against Lake Arthur.
There you
It's,
go.
Right.
they're
Okay.
forfeiting the Welsh game.
So he walking the halls and he wants to play. Well, we have to do a folder on this kid too,
Right.
and you have to turn it in to them. Once you turn it in to them, now we just have to sit here and wait till they okay it.
Right.
And
But he can't play.
he can't play.
He can't play until that. That's my point.
Right.
The point is, once you do this is set in, and it's okay. If you have another person that's walking the halls and you send him in, you got to wait till the LHSAA checks him out and investigates and makes sure it's true. Then you can put him on the team. But don't let him play if you don't get the approval.
And it goes back to last year when Warren Easton did it, and they was playing ineligible players. Remember they went up there and beat Ruston, and Ruston got the win
Right.
back, but.
They got
Yeah.
they had also
Yeah.
they had also got caught recruiting a couple
Right,
players.
you
That's
just
what
sit or wait a
prematurely
week
ended the season.
Right.
till they come and check your paper.
Now I will say there is a thing with that.
Last one on this one.
So like we had a player move states and he comes in. I mean that's a bona fide move. He should be eligible,
Yeah.
but he has to wait. He has to wait 30 days, anyways, from whenever they send in his paperwork. So there is a process for that because he had to wait 30 days from the day he enrolled till he can play. So he sat out the first 4 weeks for us because he had to wait for that process. So there is a process. And then a difference is, like, if they're already on campus, more than likely they're already in the system for something and stuff. So that's why you're not seeing the wait process. Like Logan Sport's kicker. He's an eighth grader. He comes up. Yeah, I mean, he's playing soccer. He's playing another sport. So he's already in the LHSA, ruled eligible and stuff like that. So they already have him, and then they just check the box. Okay, football too.
Or you could be like Parkway and take him out the crowd.
Take a lacrosse player and hey,
Now
come
you
down
should
here,
start
suit up.
quarterback.
Yep, start throwing the ball. Let's go.
Real quick, hats off to, I know it's a terrible situation, but hats off to Coach Tyrus with Lake Arthur. If anybody's watched the video, his sideline stayed.
Mm-hmm.
Players on their sideline stayed.
All of them.
Discipline.
Which is incredible.
All of their
yo.
sideline stayed, and the coaches went and got their guys out of the mess on the other sideline. So, hats off to Coach Davis, and their sideline did stay. So,
That's incredible.
You got to give them kudos for that.
That's a lot of restraint.
That's a very disciplined ball club, right there.
Mm-hmm.
To say you win in 30-7 and what they did, that was just crazy, man. I mean,
I don't know if I would have had that restraint as the Lake Arthur kid. Whenever I was playing, I don't know if I would have been able to. So hats off to them.
I mean, and they probably preached to them before the playoffs started. Hey,
Probably all year long. Like,
Yeah.
hey, this is not what we do here. You know, that's hats off to that coaching staff.
Yeah, 100%.
when we talked back in week 10 or week 9, it was, and we said, now it is time to lock in. Your season can be taken away at any moment.
Right, and
This
this
is-
is exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You know,
and those kids were locked in, and you know, even though they don't go to the next round, I think they deserve to be there. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't think many people would be mad outside of Faraday. I don't think anyone would be mad if Lake Arthur was playing Welsh this week.
right.
That'd be a good game too.
All right. Reactions. I'm old school. You're old
I'm
school.
older school.
You're older school.
Oldest.
When it comes to this type of situation, but not everybody is on an agreement with this. A lot of people have taken sides of this program and said we'd have did the same thing. And I'm not that type of person. I think you respect the game, and it comes back to you 9 times out of 9. If that makes any sense. The West Monroe reaction. Thoughts from the panel. Which side are you on? 6 seconds left in the game. You're up by 2 scores. Instead of taking a knee, you throw a touchdown pass. Not the first time they've done it. Your thoughts. People are saying it's the playoffs. Play to the final 0. Get the stats. Work on stuff for next week. You teach a program. You play to the final whistle. Other people are saying you're disrespecting the game. You take a knee. You get out of there. You shake hands. You respect the game because it comes back.
How much time is that?
6 seconds.
Oh, okay.
You're up by 2 scores.
You're not gonna learn. Okay, look.
Okay. We go reactions
Hold on, what's up, man? Finals.
for West Monroe. Which side are you on?
I'm gonna say this. There's always the people that's gonna say, you know, you're supposed to stop it or whatever. What are you gonna learn in 6 seconds? You're not. You're just. It's pettiness. I understand. There's rivalries. People want to make a point. You know, certain coaches. I'm not saying they have anything going on. I'm just talking like in general. There's coaches that don't like each other. They'll run up the score. Or there's teams or fans talking smack. They'll run up the score. I just think, you know, you're up 2 scores. What are you really gonna learn in 6 seconds, y'all? I mean, come on.
Hey, hold on.
What if
Cover the spread.
And what if in them 6
Not thinking.
seconds you go and lose your better player?
I was about to
And
say that.
He's out for the next week.
I was about to say
think
that.
that's- I think that's what I mean. That's part of it, but
Yeah,
saw what they said?
Parkway's called
I
2
was-
timeouts,
that's what I was
but it's
about-
still.
I was gonna say that if it depends, there's a lot. If lead up to the game, what you know, there's a lot of stuff
Yeah.
that could be said. What happens during the game, you know, I don't know.
Yeah. Here's a.
I mean, a 14-point game. That's
If
not.
it's a minute something,
I don't know.
I'm not
man.
taking on it.
Correct.
But hold on. It's not
It all
just a
depends-
normal knee. It's not just a normal knee.
Okay, so
So
what-
it's
what-
it's 4th down, and they're on like the 21-yard line. It's 4th down. Parkway's calling timeouts. This is my opinion. If you're calling
throw that
timeouts,
thing.
I'm still playing.
Throw that thing.
I'm
Yeah.
not kneeing it.
So,
I'm not
that's
kneeing
yes.
on fourth down to give you the ball back and give you a shot to score.
That's what I
on
need to
it.
say. I need a
Well,
scenario.
shit.
I'm
You
throwing the
fucking
ball.
run around for 6 seconds, then take a knee.
No,
Yeah.
no, because that's how you get
That's
hurt.
hard, yeah.
Yeah,
Respect
that's
the
a
game.
long. That's a long time.
That's
no.
not
Take,
disrespectful.
Not
say
on
hut and throw that thing 6 stands up in the
If it
bleachers.
was like it's four down.
It's fourth down. I'm not taking a knee, and especially if you're calling
That's
timeout.
because y'all used to running the score up
So,
on people.
so,
We're going to
so
score up on nobody.
I'm gonna give you. Okay.
ahead.
What do you call?
That's why it's called a reaction show.
What do you say to a team where it's running clock and you got the water boy in the game and it's still scoring? How do you stop a kid from scoring that barely get in the game, that don't ever get in the game, and he finally gets a chance to get in the game?
How many seconds does it take a ball to hit the 7th bleacher?
Doesn't matter
Okay,
once it
it
gets
doesn't
over the
matter.
once it goes over the sideline.
I'm asking the question. How many seconds does
I
it
don't
take?
know.
About
But-
6 seconds, huh?
No.
Well, this is my take on it. Okay, I'm gonna tell you, if you have your young kids,
Right.
if you have your JV in there and you call your plays just like they're doing it. Now, the point that you made and the point that I'm gonna make here is that 6 seconds. If that's what they had in the game, 6 seconds left in the game,
And it's fourth
and
down.
it's fourth down, you take a knee, or like Jordy says, you take a step back, run about 10 yards back,
Even punt
and
it out of bounds.
Throw the ball as far as you can in the air, and by the time it hits the ground, there's no time left on the clock. But you can't let those young guys go without learning and getting some game activity. I'm gonna tell you, that's just my opinion. But with 6 seconds left in the game and you 14 points ahead,
Ain't no young guys
No.
in the playoffs playing right
No.
now, Gary.
Here's my thing.
they had young people in there. I don't know, but I mean, you take a
Not
knee and you
in a
throw it
two-score
away.
game.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You take a knee or you just run around and throw it away. That's my opinion.
Here's my thing.
And I'm older school than you.
You old school.
But I mean, you let the young boys play. I mean, if it's that in there, but I mean, I don't care.
I'll say it like this.
I'm
We're gonna
a
take that
West Monroe
situation
fan,
for
but
what it
that
is.
that was not
Fourth down,
my best.
6 seconds left. You're up by 14. There is nothing Parkway can do to score 2 touchdowns in 6 seconds and come back and
I
win the
don't
game.
believe that.
Shit.
I just don't believe
So,
it.
is it on
How
their
you gonna
own
score 2
21
touchdowns
or
in
is
6
it at
seconds?
their 21?
It's fourth down.
It's fourth down
Fourth
on
down.
Parkway's.
So
So if
Parkway
you take a
21.
knee, if you take
So
a knee,
so you're telling me Parkway's going to be able to score 79? They have to go 79 yards, and say they take a knee and it's 5 seconds left.
This is high school football, though. Anything can happen.
Like,
Like,
you done lost your
Not
mind.
in 5 seconds. You
I
cannot
don't
score.
I don't care what's probable.
You
It's
cannot
possible.
score.
You done lost
You
your
can't
mind
score
tonight, dog.
79-yard touchdown in 4 seconds to where there's 1 second left. It is impossible. You cannot do that. If that kid can run that far and do it in 4 seconds and they can throw it,
You can also
he's in the pros.
get the quarterback to literally just run straight back.
Here's the
And
thing.
fall down.
And
Fall down
when
when the clock hits
straight
zeros.
back, and then at the 50-yard line, just hit a knee. Because
That's all you have
how
to do.
long it's going to take him to run that way.
I like the call. I would have called it. I'd have been fine with calling
11
it.
seconds. They could have
20
came
when we're
back.
ready, John.
They could have came back in 11 seconds.
And they
Right.
ready.
Alright.
There was no scenario
and we don't know
with that.
the history.
No,
So they
we
may
don't
have
know
an
what's
issue.
going on. Like
Parkway probably did it to them.
we're seeing all the
That's
information
possible.
after the
That's
fact
possible.
Right.
and trying to decide.
Look all
But
old
they
heads
said this is not the first time West Monroe's done it.
Well, if they have a history of doing
Well,
it,
let me
well,
tell you something.
It's
West
also the
Monroe,
playoffs, man.
right, be prepared.
Yeah,
They got
And
a
also
history
they're
doing
the underdog.
They're
They're the
no
21
doubt.
seed.
I'm going to tell you something.
In the
The-
words
the
of Herman
great
Bowles
man
from
told
Myrtle
me.
Titans.
You played
Yeah.
to
Leave no doubt.
Yeah.
play to win the game.
Oh,
guys.
good
No,
coach,
No,
but whatever.
but I'm gonna tell you, a great man told me this. A great coach that I know told me. He says, no matter who you playing, if you don't want them to score, stop them.
Stop.
And I was like, this guy, I know he's won a few state
Run the ball.
championships, but I mean,
Favorite team.
it's-
Run the ball backwards 6
No,
seconds.
no,
Take a knee.
no,
Look,
yeah,
that's all
they
you
are
got to
one
do.
of my favorite
That's
teams,
also
but I ain't got
Parkway's
nothing to say about that.
That's also their fault for calling a timeout.
Yeah, I was gonna say like if they don't call a timeout, I guarantee you West Monroe doesn't run a play.
JB said they got
SAWFT. Soft. That's what that is. That's soft.
SAW.
Not a
FT.
timeout, 2 times.
Soft.
Yeah.
It's
So what the
playoffs. Run it up. Leave no doubt.
I mean,
Playoffs,
14,
baby.
14-point win,
This
6
ain't a
seconds.
regular season game
You
against
won.
some Rudy Poo.
Cover
This is the
spread.
playoffs.
Cover the spread.
Now, you want to call a
Come on,
timeout to keep my guys on the field and prolong this or whatever?
No,
All right,
man,
I'm
he's-
running a play.
He's trying to give his seniors a curtain call. Timeout.
No.
My seniors are
Oh, well,
final 6
I don't,
seconds.
You lost
I don't
the game.
know about that, but I mean, I'm just saying.
It's not
but
basketball.
You know what?
Yeah,
JB said,
you lost
he
the
says
game.
they have a tendency to do that. You
Right.
know what? So if you know that they do that,
Don't
be
call the
prepared
timeout.
for it.
Don't call the timeout. If you
Yeah.
know that they're going to do that, don't call the timeout.
Or be up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or don't let
one
them.
or the other.
Don't let them get up.
Yeah, hey,
But
we can argue about this all night. It's not
But-
going to it's not going to change nothing. They
but-
did it.
but-
Look,
Run the
would
ball
y'all,
back,
would y'all
take a
be
knee.
saying
That's all you
something
have to
different?
do.
Okay, say the ball was
Because
on
if somebody
Westman
would have got
Road.
hurt in that 6 seconds, I bet you they would have regretted running that play.
Say the ball was
Oh,
on
the
Westman
hell
Road's
to
20.
play.
If the
Yep.
ball was on Westman Road's 20 and it was fourth down, they called timeout. And Westman Road just throws a 20-yard pass, gets a first down, time runs out. Would anyone be upset? No. It's not the issue with the play call. It's the issue with just the outcome was
scored
not
a
what they
touchdown.
wanted.
Scored a touchdown. It was a bigger
The
mark.
play call was fine. It was the outcome that people didn't like after the fact, and so they got upset.
How many bleachers you need?
we just shut you down. Because
It's
y'all
all good.
Putting up
Don't
all
worry
these points all season.
Yeah.
And
6 seconds, you can run the ball
How many
midfield.
bleachers you
take
need
knee,
for you to
go
get
on.
on my side tonight? I can't wait till we get to the Bunky game because, ladies and gentlemen, this man went hard before we got on set this evening.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about it.
nope,
Chris,
I didn't do it.
do teams need to tone things back after teams found out about Dutchtown's quarterback getting hurt at practice? Or should precautions get put in place knowing a key injury could be the reason your season ends?
Yes and no. I think,
And I think it was just racing.
yeah.
I don't
mean,
even think it was football related.
Right.
Really, that's crazy.
I mean, it depends. It depends on
Yeah, you're right, JB.
the depth that you have at a certain position, at all positions. You want to stay in sync.
Yeah.
Like, man, last year we was pushing the sledge.
Oh yeah. Y'all
The week of
We still are.
the week of the dome.
correct.
Like
Oh,
we was looking for a sledge in the car when we walk over. They ain't had none.
You don't want to change your routine.
You know. So yeah, you
You
don't.
want to change your routine.
You don't, and but I mean that's a tough one there. But I mean, hey, it's
Look, he didn't get
Sport.
hurt. He didn't get hurt because of the practice.
Right.
You know? So like it's not like the
Hard
practice
swing.
is yes.
Yeah.
That's just instilling in your kids, hey, let's not do anything stupid. This stuff is really important. And he just had a lapse.
give you
in-
an example.
I don't even know if it was that bad of a thing. You know, maybe if he's running a straight line and some crazy thing just happens and it's
I'll give you an
know.
example. Back when I was in school, our coach dared us to touch a basketball. Dared us during football season.
Do not
So-
do it.
I can remember I was sitting on the bottom bleacher, and I had the ball just bouncing between my legs like this here, and shit, I had to do gases just for that.
Oh, you ran.
And he said, it's not that you was just doing that, and I know you're not gonna hurt yourself doing that. He said, but you're gonna get the feeling to just
Oh,
Get
one
up
shot. Or
and land,
Yeah.
twist your ankle.
You're gonna want to do something,
Right.
just go to that next
So-
level. And I understand.
so-
I understand that.
Right. So, and some coaches have to respect that. Hey, just put the ball away. Stop. Don't do nothing else. Don't swing a bat.
it's too important right now.
Right. Especially if you're a good team and you're deep in the play.
You have a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're playing
It's
this
a-
week. You in the playoffs. You have a shot.
It's a shame, man, because Dutchtown, I thought they had a good chance to make a run with it because that quarterback was really good. You know, he was the guy that made that offense go. And for him to get hurt 2 days before the game, had to miss the rest of the season, that's a tough hill to climb from. If you're QB1, especially for a good team, you know that quarterback has to be good.
Was he a senior?
I believe so. I could be wrong. I believe it was the start of last year. Dutchtown quarterback won. I think it was.
If he was a senior, that's a really tough way to go out too.
All
Yeah.
right, let's go.
Or is it just eyebrows may raise throughout the state and say, oh man, even whenever it's not football related, things can occur.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, you can get hurt walking across a
My daughter
a
tore her
parking
ACL
lot.
playing a powder puff.
Yeah.
football game.
I mean,
Oh,
you know,
she was-
Braden said he was
You
that
just-
Dutchtown quarterback was a heck of a baseball player too.
you just gotta prepare yourself, you know,
believe that's what I'm talking
for your sport, but you also gotta, you know, just
Take care of yourself.
Take care of your body. Take care of yourself.
Help
I mean,
yourself,
that's
help
just-
yourself. Don't
Yeah.
put yourself in that situation where it even is possible.
Right. But you know as well as I do, you can walk in from here to the parking lot whenever we leave. We can. hurt
Well, I think it's
ourselves.
more common for us because we're too old.
I'm really old.
I'm not kidding you, man.
Chris
What
still
does that
young.
mean?
I ain't that old.
New rule change this year, ladies and gentlemen. Higher seed host all the way through the playoffs. Do you like the new rule change? Can great home field advantages be the keys to teams' success in the playoffs? Thoughts?
I'm not against it. I mean, I feel like, you know.
And if this is Northwest Opelousas, this doesn't pertain to y'all guys from last year.
Well, it don't matter to them. Like they said, you know, show me my opponent. But, like, you know, like the teams that, you know, got that seed and they get that home field advantage, they earned it.
Okay. Thoughts of the new rule change?
I mean, I understand it, but at the same time, I liked rewarding the lower seed for going an upset. You know, in our case last year, we'd had to go to Walsman.
Right.
Going to Walsman is way different than getting that home game in the second round.
Correct.
So, I mean, even if they wanted to put, hey, first and second round, you know, I know that, like last year and before it was the higher seed gets the semifinal game. I was cool with that. Even if they wanted to bump that to the quarters, hey, if there's an upset in the second round, the upsetting team gets to host, and then quarters on, it's the higher seed. I'm cool with that too. But I mean, I understand why they did it, and I mean, it's not really that big a deal.
Chris?
I think it doesn't matter to some, but what it does, it makes teams and coaches coach harder in the regular season to get a higher seed. So they won't have to face that.
We'll see some schedules in the next couple of years
Oh.
starting to get.
Right. They gonna some cake schedules. and-
Yeah, that's gonna be more.
That's-
It's gonna be more cake schedules than
Right.
because
Right.
we there's a lot of teams in this bracket that got cake schedules that are high seeds. It'll show in the
show this
playoff
week.
in the playoffs, but that it's gonna happen more because they're gonna say, well, hey, if I schedule a team that's gonna win 4 games, that's all my non-district games. They're gonna, I'm getting the points off of that. I'm gonna be a top seed. I'm hosting.
I can go 8-2 and 8-1, 9-1, and possibly have a bye.
Yeah.
You know, when they get in that top 10, they go.
Yeah.
So
The only thing I think is that every team has to play to get to that position, you know, and I think that if you played and you deserve that high seed, why not give them a home field? You know?
right.
Yeah. I think they earned it, so I think they should get it.
Right.
Honestly, I mean, yeah, you might have upset somebody, but they still earned their 2 seed or whatever, and they did what they were supposed to do also.
Because the only ones right now get it is what 1 and 2
What?
on throughout.
Oh yeah, they're guaranteed.
They're
1 and 2.
guaranteed, guaranteed, you know.
Yeah.
And if 3 and 4 meets 1 and 2, they gotta go to
Yeah.
1
Yeah,
and 2.
correct, yeah.
But only 1 and 2 is guaranteed throughout.
Yeah, I mean, like if you earn it, I think this is the reward for you playing well in the regular season. And even though, and I don't even subscribe to the thing that more teams will have cake schedules that's been having hard schedules, because the teams that schedule hard now, they're doing it for the playoffs to prepare themselves. And I don't think they can, like Opelousas. Y'all don't care. Y'all gonna schedule who y'all can schedule. We're gonna schedule who we can schedule to be prepared for the playoffs. We don't care if it's road or away. Like it doesn't matter. I think you'll still see most of those teams do the same thing. And I think you might start seeing some of the teams that want to make them deep runs schedule a little bit harder also because they see what works for.
Other teams.
Because the teams that are going to the Dome as a 12 seed like Opelousas, what helped them? Playing a strong schedule throughout the year, preparing them, showing them their weaknesses and what they need to fix going forward. So I think that they earned it and they should keep it.
It's kind of I see both sides of the argument. You know, I liked seeing teams get that reward for getting those big upsets because what was it 2 years ago? Brobridge was a 28. Should not have won that first round game, but they got 2 big upsets and they got to host 2 games.
Yeah.
I like seeing that. You know, they were the lowest seed that you could possibly win in that bracket, and they pulled off 2 wins. So it was cool for. I like seeing that. I was rooting for Brobridge in that situation, amongst a few other teams that have done it as well. You know, but at the same time, you know, you can make that the argument's definitely made as far as taking giving them winning at each the higher seed or the lower seed will get it each time. And I do think, especially with how our PowerPoints are put upon us, I think we're going to see easier schedules probably across the board a little more often. Even the teams that are going to schedule tough, maybe in the next 2 years, we can go a little easier. You know, what if if the team feels like, hey, we can win it this year, we know we have the talent already. Why not just get the 10 wins, the 9 or 10 wins, get the bye? We know we're good enough. We don't have to put ourselves against a murderer's row. Could potentially lose good players going up against good teams. You know, there's that argument. But then you also have the ones that are not afraid of just scheduling the tough teams anyway and working the iron that way. It just depends on what your team is and how you feel is going to get you the best chance at a dome. Because a tough schedule, it only looks good when you win state or if you can make it to the dome, you know. If you have it, then you could say that, you know, maybe it didn't work out. Maybe you got beat up a little too early in the season or you played a really tough opponent at the end. And I'm not saying that this works for one team or works for another. It all just depends on your team. You know, if you feel a tough schedule's the way to go, do it. If you feel like maybe the easier schedule's the way to go, maybe because you have a tough district, then do it. You know, in the end, it's all about getting to the dome. Now, if you have to do a tough road to get there or a little bit easier road to get there, that's for you to decide. And hopefully it works out for you. So.
Hold on.
Yeah. I like that the 1 seed in them get the host because they still earned it regardless. Teams have been scheduling weak teams since before we were since we were kids and Gary was a kid. It's always
Dang, you went that far back.
I'm just saying. Nothing's going to change. Teams are still going to schedule weak teams. It's been happening for so long. That doesn't change nothing. I'm the believer. Look, I don't like participation trophies. They're a low seed. They upset. Good for you, but you don't deserve it because you didn't do it in the regular season. But to get to the dome, it doesn't matter if you're the 1 seed or not. It's how good you are. So if you're a good high seed, then you're gonna show it.
Y'all feel like y'all are at a disadvantage? Do y'all feel like y'all are at a disadvantage being the away team all these?
Not a problem.
No.
For them, it's not a problem. They want state.
So, speaking of 1 seeds, which round before we lose our first 1 seed? Go.
Should I think it could possibly happen this round?
Love you,
This week.
Love you, Gary.
This week.
Harry.
I don't know. It might be this week. I don't know.
Stirring that pot, Brady.
I'd say quarterfinals, honestly.
Quarters.
Oh crap.
I will also say there's only a few good teams.
I think
There's only so many good teams you can schedule anyway. They don't schedule.
just from a
They
quick
don't
one,
want-
it's
they don't want to play you. They don't want to play you.
I would say quarters.
Quarters. Okay. Fellas, in your opinion, which state champion falls first in this year's playoffs? Go. On the spot.
Oh, man.
Which one?
Which
Choose
one falls first in this year's playoffs?
God, think about that.
Pressure's on, Bryson. Don't get it wrong.
Jeez, I have no idea.
You want me to say it?
Right on.
I'm going to say St. Thomas More.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'll go with that one.
You think
Yeah.
that'll be the first one?
Very good. Very
I think
well.
they'll be the first.
I agree.
Alex?
Yeah, I agree. Well, I could say Union Parish.
Union? Maybe in the quarters.
Quarters, I don't know.
Chris, you thinking anything here? Gary?
I'm gonna agree with you. I
They
think
won last
STM's
year?
small.
They won last year?
Yes.
Who, sir?
I mean, to me, it's STM or Catholic BR. I think both in the quarters.
Okay. Enoch?
STM, I think in the quarters
Or the second round.
or the second round. It's possible.
Holden.
Yeah.
Or Southern Lab. Chris, you found it?
Possibly Catholic, if I know.
Cali.
Got it. Division II non-select could see 1 through 4 fall this week. Is that something likely to happen? or not likely to happen? Go, Bryson.
What?
Not all of them.
What was
Okay.
the question?
All 4 fall this week.
in non-select Division 2.
1 through 4.
I don't think all four.
Not all.
Not,
Not all four.
not likely. Likely. Not likely.
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 I think 3 of the 4.
Not likely.
I think one has a good shot of happening. The other 3,
Not
I'm not gonna say
likely?
their face.
Oh,
Not gonna say their face.
Not
I think it's not likely.
likely. Moving along. Describe what a win this week would mean to these coaches, players, whether it's your 8th straight time or it's your first time that you will get the opportunity to practice, play on Thanksgiving week. I want to hear your experience from last year. I want to hear your experience. I want to hear your experience because you've all tasted Thanksgiving week. Describe what a win this week means to these coaches, players, whether it's their 8th straight or their very first.
I feel like either way, it's it's still a special moment. I mean, you playing against some of the best teams across state at this point, so it's a big deal.
You only get 4 years to experience that chance. So
You got to experience it as a player and coach. Talk to me about what those moments mean.
Yeah, it's just different. You know that you're one of the 8 best teams in your bracket. You're there. Campus is empty. There's nobody there but you and your boys and the coaches. It's different. You get a little closer than you are. And all those guys, normally are really tight. But whenever it's just you and the coaches, some food, and early morning practices, it's different.
Cool
And
weather.
Cool weather. It's just good to be alive when you're practicing on Thanksgiving week.
Right.
Yeah, man. Experience both, but just get to Turkey week.
Yeah.
When you know you're making the playoffs, that's the first thing. Turkey week. You get to Turkey week, like you say, you
Final 8.
final 8. And actually, how they said the elite 8.
Yep. I was about to say.
No one can take that from you.
Right.
yeah,
Once you make the playoffs, like you said, your goal is to get to Turkey Week.
Then you get
First
to
goal
That's
is
the first goal, Turkey Week. And
You get to
you
go
want to get there. So,
stuff you face Thursday. And go
after
play.
that, then it gets a little bit more
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah, I mean, we've done it 8 straight times, but it's always an accomplishment.
Y'all just change the desserts every year, right?
Yeah, we just change what's on the table.
yeah.
But I mean, also if it's your first time, it's an even bigger deal. We say often, we've always said that the next game is a big game because we're playing in it. It's not a big game because anyone else says it's a big game or anything like that. Every team, most teams have that mentality, and every team should. And if it's your first time, I mean, take it in for that Friday night and Saturday morning. Take it in. Once you get to film late Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon, whenever y'all do film, then you can start preparing for next week. But that night, if you win this game Friday night, take it in. Enjoy the moment because, look, like we said, only 8 teams in your bracket is doing it. So it's not a super common thing. I never played on Turkey Week. I played at LCA. I never got to Turkey Week. A lot of people have never played there, and so be proud of that accomplishment. No one can take it away from you, and so just enjoy it. And whenever you're scheduling Thanksgiving around a football practice, that's a good sign.
You're right.
Look at Cole, bro. Give us some good stats.
Go ahead, Enoch.
As far as teams getting the Turkey week, yeah. I mean, you move on another round into the playoffs. It's anytime that you win a playoff game, whether you've done it however many times, whether you're experienced at it, or if you're like North Iberville, who just won that first one, it's always a big moment because you live for the playoffs. You live to win playoff games. It doesn't matter if you only win one or you make it all the way to the dome. Winning a playoff game is a big deal, no matter what the circumstances are, because it means that you survive and advance for one more week. So that's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah. Turkey Week is the bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Holy.
Oh, my bad. No, man, like Turkey Week,
Take some of them leftovers to the tailgate Friday.
Yeah.
Turkey Week, it means you right there, y'all. I mean, you're right there in the quarters. There's some schools that don't even, in their history, haven't made it to a regional. So it's like you're one of a few that have gotten there, It's just, like Gary and them said, you play for it.
Let's pick some games.
Let's do it, man.
Let's go.
Starting off with Division 4 non-select bracket. If you would like to follow along with the panel and watch us get a lot of them wrong. Go ahead. Gary Swallow is your reigning round 1 winner.
Oh man,
He cheated.
Yeah, he cheated.
Yes,
Definitely
indeed.
cheated.
no, I didn't.
Good job, Gary.
We start off with
He's still a leader.
Alex is the leader.
By how much? Do we know?
4 or 5.
Oh.
5.
4 or 5. Here we go. We start off with Haynesville, Montgomery. Remember the name. Byrus Burns, the fullback for Haynesville. Bruiser, 10-0 out the gate. 10 blowouts. They're averaging 46 per game. I see a little bit of the same in the near future.
I see a lot of Montgomery players just flying across the field. They're going to take a lot of shots. Could be more bruises.
Haynesville across the board, boys.
Yeah.
Yes. Golden Tornado will they'll ravage the
Tornado, man.
land.
We've seen a lot of love from the Golden Tornado today in our post. So shout out to the Golden Tornado fans out there. Kickoff 7:30. Unusual time there.
Wow.
Yeah.
But they letting everybody get off
Probably
work.
the
By
trap.
the way, y'all, it's tough to play out there. I've been out there before.
Right, Chris? They let everybody get off of work over there
Isn't
in
it-
Haynesville.
When's
Make
the
it to
last
the
time we
game
made the
at
dome?
7:30.
2 hours.
Last year,
2 hours.
Last year?
runner-ups.
I missed that game. Was that a Thursday?
Yes,
It's the
sir.
shortest road trip.
North
Short road trip
Iberville,
before now.
General Trask, a little 5-12 action expected. A lot of offense in this one. Both, here's the similarities from both. They both played Centerville this year. North Iberville won that game 50-7. General Trask won that game 64-20. Watch out for quarterback
A lot of points.
Justice Roy, receiver Brajan Malonzo, and running backs Jeremy Favorite and Mikael Toussaint. Does North Iberville make it to Turkey Week or General Trask too much?
Man, I had mixed emotions about this matchup. It could go either way. Again, I think it's going
I
to be
know.
a shootout. But I think the Cinderella story continues. Going up there.
Alex?
North Iberville won their first one, but they're not used to being here. Trask is. I like General Trask.
Trash.
Gary?
I'm going with North Iberville.
Going with Trask as well.
Give me them Bears, North Iberville.
Holden?
Yeah, I was back and forth. I think it's gonna be high scoring, but I'll take North Iberville this week.
I'm going to take North Iberville. Bear Country celebrates Thanksgiving next week. Good luck, Bears.
Yep.
Grand Lake, Jeanerette, 13-4 seed. Is Jeanerette healthy? That is the big question mark right now that looms around the program. Quarterback from Grand Lake, Bryson Guillory, has to play the game of his life to pull off a major upset. Jeanerette too much at home, or Grand Lake makes a upset of the year?
I got some friends from Jeanerette. You know, I've been getting a lot of insight on that. I think they know what Grand Lake brings to the table, so I think they're dialed in enough to win this game.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Jeanerette's athletes are better than Jonesboro Hodge's athletes, and Grand Lake barely got out of that one, so give me Jeanerette.
Generate.
Me too, Generate.
Yeah, Jeanerette.
I mean, because Grand Lake knows how to come back from being down. They've done it quite a few times this year. But I still think Jeanerette's going to be too much. I think just them being down. I think Grand Lake being down in a lot of those games. Yeah, it's helped them, but I don't think it'll help them in this game, especially with Jeanerette and their physicality. Because I think Jeanerette will be able to kind of put the game away late.
Hope?
Yeah, I like Generate, man.
We're going to go Jeanerette across the board. The Quincy welcomes in Franklin. You better not look at the seeds in this one. Little 3-19 matchup. Throw them out. The Quincy, Corson Rainwater, Wyatt Laverne. You got to take over the game. You cannot let Franklin stick around. They're too athletic. They're too physical. And the Hornets could go pull a major upset. Quincy, got to be careful.
Hey, I'm sorry, McCoy, but hey, same feelings from last week against White Castle. Go Franklin again.
Come on. Ooh.
McCullough is falling.
Let's see. That's Bryson. Alex,
I think it's a close game, but I like DeQuincy.
Chris,
Franklin.
Gary.
I'm gonna go to Quincy.
Fighting Jake McCoys.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Quincy in this one. I think if they're able to pull away in the second half, probably the best chance for the Quincy to win. If Franklin stays in close,
Yeah, can't let
Franklin
them
will
stay
pull
in
off
the
that
game.
upset. If they stay in close, Franklin will pull off the upset. I'll call that.
Yeah, I think the game's a lot closer than people giving them credit for, but I like the Quincy.
I like the Quincy to punch their ticket to the quarterfinals. Congratulations, Coach Tate. Tremendous job this season. Make it to Turkey Week, my friend. Elton Logan Sport, Tucker LeBlanc versus Tashanton Bland. It's the battle of the running backs this week. Whose defense steps up and sends their team to the quarters? Elton Logan Sport.
Man, Logan Sport and playoff football just go well together.
Ain't that the truth?
Low Sport takes.
Yeah. Elton, good season. Hey, you beat Bazil twice. That's big. First time in 12 years, but Logan Sport in this one.
Logan Sport have 30 really, really good players on that team, and they know how to play. Logan Sport will punch their ticket into the quarterfinals for the 10th season in a row.
10th season in a row. Holton.
I like Logan Sport, but just imagine if Elton, what Brennan would do.
Elton and the
jumping all over
Quincy
the place,
third
yeah.
round matchup. We would never hear the end of it from Brendan or Jake.
Hey, how
Never
fun,
hear the end of it.
Gotta have them both on if that happens.
how fun would that
Yes.
road trip be if it does go to Quincy Logan Sport?
Oh, that'd be a fun road trip.
Mangum West St. John Lebrano. I probably said it wrong. Field will be rocking Friday night. Think this is a route though.
Yep, I agree.
Yep. Megan.
Yeah, I mean,
Mangum across the board.
I'll take Mangum.
How about East Feliciana South Plaquemines in this contest? South Plaquemines, welcome to the field, and they might go for an offensive explosion.
That's the Hurricanes,
on
right?
Friday night. Yes.
Yep, the Hurricanes.
We're going across the board.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mangum
Could
healthy.
be.
Mangum's healthy, boys.
Said Mangum's
Yep.
healthy. Yes, you're right.
That's why I picked him as my state champion. That running back's good, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's fine.
we'll save it for them. We'll go back to the brackets. Division 4 select. We go to the select side. You're still with us, ladies and gentlemen, all 93 of you maniacs. Vermilion Catholic, Westminster of Opelousas. This is Johnny Football and the Screaming Eagles. Roll to the dome. It will not be easy, but they're built for this moment. These two teams met back in the scrimmage before the season. This is physicality at its best. Get ready for great 4 quarters of football. Who wins it?
Garte's trying to finish his assignment since his freshman year, so he's going to continue his VC.
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 Ring the bell. I'm taking VC.
VC.
Coach Brock Prejean and the Screaming Eagles one step closer to where they want to be at the very end, holding the title. What else we got here? St. Martin's Episcopal and St. Ed's, a little 8-9 matchup. Expect a shootout. Harlan Berry versus Kane West and Company. This might come down to last possession type of ball game. Who wins it?
St. Martin.
Yeah, I think Harlan Berry is a little too much at the end of the day.
Harlan Bear. I mean, St. Martin.
Garrett?
Man. This one, I think St. Martin's got a little too much.
St. Martin?
Yeah.
St. Ed's. I'm going with them.
Give me them fighting Kane West. Give me St. Ed's with the win at home.
Holden. Holden about to take LSU.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. You're right.
I hope so this week.
Yeah, me too. Who they playing?
Vandy.
I haven't gone against
that's
them
not-
much
that's
this
not a
year.
gimme this year.
I'm not doing it this week. Give me St. Ed's.
I'm going St. Ed's. Ooh. Walk-off touchdown in the final minute.
I hope so.
In a 50s type of game.
I'm a believer in King West.
You
Yeah,
right,
me
my
too.
friend. Let the shootout begin Friday nights. How about Ascension Episcopal and Kentwood? Ascension Episcopal, are they on upset alert this week? How do they match up for 4 quarters against the rules? Who wins it?
Man, I had Ascension at first, but then I put some thought into it, man. I'm going to have to go with the Roots on this one.
Alex?
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I think Kentwood's going to have too much. A couple of impressive wins for Kentwood, a couple of impressive wins for Ascension, but this is usually the type of team that Ascension gets caught by every year in the playoffs. Him and Kentwood.
Kentwood. They're taking the water tower with them.
Yeah,
Parking on the third block.
Yeah, if this was over there, I'd feel a lot more comfortable. I'm gonna go with the Roos too, man. I can't take that.
You don't pick against the Roos for nothing, man.
Don't pick
I
against the
don't
rules.
pick against the Roos very often. No.
Yeah, I watched Kenwood play a meet today, and I was impressed. Their quarterback is very good. I'm going Kenwood on this.
Two good quarterbacks in this matchup.
Very, very.
Enoch.
This one's tough. That's the only one on the paper I haven't marked down.
Need a coin?
I probably do need a coin.
Then go home team.
Yeah, I'll follow y'all. Just give me Kentwood.
Holden.
I'm gonna roll with Ascension.
And then I'm going with the Roos. I said that 11, the 12, and the 13. We're all going to make runs. So here's step one. Kentwood for myself. President of the Roos fan club. And if I said 13 was going to make a run, well, here we go.
Yeah,
Here's
it
the
is.
opportunity. We'll see if the rest of the panel is on board. To be the champ,
You gotta beat the champ.
last time Southern Lad played a physical ball club in the regular season, they got beat. St. Fred's, built by physicality. Can they knock off the champs?
They definitely can, man. This is one of the better St. Fred's teams, so I'm going to go with them.
Ooh, B. Setting the tone. Alex?
I like Southern Lab.
Lab.
I like Lab too, but God, I just don't know. I'll go with him. Go ahead.
Lazard.
Give me Lab.
Enoch.
Southern Lab will do just enough to get past St. Fred's physicality.
Got it. Holden.
I like
Just
Lab.
enough. It'll be close.
The kittens,
You
baby.
by yourself, B. If you'd have took that hat off, I might have picked with you. Southern Lab for myself. But won't be easy. St. Fred gonna bring it. 3 seed Covenant Christian, 14 seed Central Catholic Little District Championship rematch. This time, a lot more is on the line. Your lives in the playoffs. And moving forward, you either turning in equipment, or you going to a quarterfinal week. This game will be played at Nichols. Regular season, Covenant Christian won this game 25-7.
I don't think it's going to be as easy, again, playing the second time. But this Covenant team is for real. I'm going to have to go with Covenant.
I like Covenant in a bigger win than
Wider.
the first one.
Wider margin.
Okay.
Covenant.
Me too.
Covenant.
I'll take Covenant Christian.
Covenant.
I'll take CC.
Cross the bird.
Across the board.
They're both CC.
Yeah, they're both CC.
And we all just pick CC. Nobody can lose it.
You're right.
Yep.
We all got it right.
Washita Christian is the 11. Catholic Appointee is the 6. This is a tough draw for the Hornets, but they're welcoming the underdog road this week. They want everyone in the state to count them out. And that's whenever teams usually catch somebody. Whenever everyone's counting them out, and they welcome that challenge. They're taking the underdog road and they're running with it. Is it enough to pull off a major upset even though they're the home team?
Man, they tough to play at home. Point compete, they tough at home. So I'm gonna roll with them.
You rolling with them? Okay, B.
I like these 11-6 matchups. Give me Washita Christian.
Great.
Same here, Washita Christian.
Gary.
Me too. I
Yeah.
love Point
Washita-
Street, but Washita Christian, man. You
Yeah,
can't-
Washita Christian.
Washita Christian.
Take OC.
I'm a believe in the Hornets. Something crazy is gonna happen.
Fair.
I'll pull off a safety to win it or something crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
I would love
why
to
not?
see Point Street take it, but man, Washita Christian is too
Tough. How about Riverside Hamilton Christian? Devin Lasty versus Javon Vital is the two key guys. How fun is this offensive matchup with two huge impact players? You look at this one. Playoff experience versus first time there. Could that be the difference?
Riverside's going out.
Yeah, I think Hamilton Christian doesn't have enough defense to stop Riverside.
Riverside.
I like Alex's point about the defense. Give me Riverside.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. But I like Riverside.
see some points in this one. But what a great season those two individuals had. We'll see which team moves on. Opelousas Catholic, Ascension Catholic. Seems like a similar trend when we get to the playoffs.
Every year.
It's been their Achilles heel the last few years in the playoffs. Opelousas Catholic, they have upset on their minds. But Chad Elsie, the difference maker here. He's a serious problem in the backfield for opposing defenses. Gonna be tough to stop him Friday night.
Elsie's a monster. I'm going to go with Ascension.
Ascension.
Ascension. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take Ascension. I wouldn't be surprised if OCU, I think, is going to give them a fight. But Ascension Catholic takes care of business.
Gotcha.
Ascension.
Moving along in the next bracket. Fellas, Holly's Lock of the Week is in this bracket.
Cool.
Okay.
Oh, I feel him. I know which one it is, too.
You don't know.
I bet I do.
Oh, yeah.
I
Tommy's
know.
Pine Captain.
St. James, Donaldsonville starts off the picks here. This is a rematch from Week 8. That one ended only 35-6. You big bullies. Similar results await here in round 2. St. James,
Yeah.
too much.
Bigger.
Yeah.
Bigger,
So I'm going to pick St. James if you buy a shirt.
Buy a shirt.
Buy a shirt.
Yeah, buy a shirt.
Buy a
Yeah.
shirt.
Yeah.
Buy a shirt and we go across the board on Donaldsonville.
He
No, he wants that. He wants that.
He don't want us to pick them. We are bad luck. Let's put the link back in the chat. There's still 84 big ones in the chat.
Mhm.
Man, that's a lot that we normally have for
Yeah, man, it's round 2.
Playoffs.
Playoffs, bro.
They excited. We're across the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, time for Holly's Lock of the Week. And I bet the panel don't agree with it. Here we go.
She's picking
Right.
fine.
Battle of the Wing Tees. Turnovers will decide this game and who's the most physical ball club up front. Expect Braden Beard, Dalen Landry, and Wyatt Abair to have huge impacts. Pine comes in 9-3. Lost to Franklin 29-28 in overtime. That's the one that really sticks out to me. So right now you look at this one. Do you agree with Holly's Lock of the Week? Kaplan Pirates over Pine this week.
I thought for sure he was about to.
For sure. I agree.
To go 12-0, 8-9 matchup.
I like Apple. I believe in low T.
Kaplan.
Really?
Kaplan.
I have them in my semis.
Me too.
Me too.
Yeah, I'll take Kaplan as well. I believe in Tank Loti.
I believe in the lock.
I would not be surprised if this is a close, low-scoring game, though.
I mean, you're out of there by 8:30.
Yeah, close, low-scoring, exactly.
All right.
Like
Lock of the
21-14
week.
or
We'll see if
something.
we go 12-0. Union Parish Red River to be the champ.
Gotta beat the champ.
There it is. Farmers kicking into another gear once the playoffs arrive. Long night ahead for Red River. Get ready.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long
I
night.
agree. Farmers go do what the farmers do.
Union.
Put that line on it, Jordy. Union.
Yeah, I'll take a Union Parish, but I'll give Red River some credit. They had kind of a little bit of a sluggish start to the season, kicked it back in, won the district, you know.
Yeah.
It was a good run for them, but I think it will end in the second round.
Be a long night. Farmers offensive line
I mean,
dominate.
if they run the ball the whole time, it may not be as long. Union might not throw a
you going
pass.
with Union?
Oh yeah.
Here comes Coach Pat.
Was it shorts on?
Shorts and cut off shirt.
Shorts and
Here
cut off
he
shirt.
comes.
Yup.
Don't let the Farmers get hot.
Yeah.
Next matchup, Westlake Kinder. Little Southwest Louisiana game of the week. Looking forward to Chasten calling that one. John C. Buck will be rocking. Who wants it more? 48 great minutes of football awaits. Logan LaBeouf and Noah Romero do not want their senior years to come to an end. Brody Anderson and Kevon Rito connection has to take over this game. Westlake, Kinder. Who wins it?
Kinder.
Alex, wake up.
I'll look at the two teams that they've played.
Yep.
Kinder got blown out by Southbow.
Yep.
Westlake put it on Southbow.
Yep.
Give me Westlake.
Okay.
Westlake.
Transitive property.
Okay. Okay.
No
I got it.
problem.
I got it. Okay. We got it. B. AC. Gary, who you like?
I think Westlake's gonna be too much for 'em.
Lazar.
I had Kinder written down.
We'll write it down again.
I'm really close to switching it to Westlake.
Switch it.
Switching it to Westlake. Give me the underdog.
To be the people's chump, you gotta be the people's chump.
That's right.
So what does that make Holden?
Oh,
Enoch Brogy.
I think this has the makings of a really good ball game. With that being said, I do think Kinder finds a way to feed off that home crowd and get the win.
Holden.
Yeah, I think Kinder's playing better as of late. I understand the Westlake thing, but I don't ever look past that because, I mean, there's some teams that's played the 1 seed tough in here and got blown out by teams out the playoffs. So I mean, it could be injury through the game. I understand, but I think Kinder will do it in a close one.
John C. Buck will be rocking. And we'll rock on to the quarterfinals. Give me Yellow Jackets. Oak Grove, Mansfield, next matchup. Where are we at, dog? Oh, yeah. Another one, Gary.
what?
To be the champ.
You gotta beat the champ.
Well, good luck. Jackson Bradley and Jay Freeman, eyes on making it back to NOLA. They want to repeat. And Mansfield stands in the way. Bad night to be a Wolverine.
Even on a perfect night, they don't stand a chance.
Damn.
I like it.
Remember that was the
They're coming for
Oklahoma guy that said it. Us LSU fans over here, we keep it professional.
Go Tigers.
He's funny.
Oak Grove.
Oak Grove.
Oak Grove.
Oak Grove.
The Grove.
OG.
4 of the last 5 titles,
It's good.
and they're going for a 3-peat this year.
Different bracket.
Different bracket.
You know how
this
you know
year.
you're used to winning when you look at their on the sideline, on the field, the stands.
Yeah.
You might have about this many people watching in the dome. Remember last year?
Oh yeah, they come and meet us in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
How about Lakeside, Sterlington? Hey, this is interesting, Oklahoma. Do y'all play defense at Oklahoma?
This year they are.
Okay, yeah.
They got Brent Venables. They should be playing defense.
Look, we
Okay.
can,
Hey, with Lincoln Riley, they did.
Hey, to my,
You
to my
didn't even let
defense-
me feed off of my question here.
to my defense.
No.
To my defense, we
No.
have a bunch of players offensively that's out.
You need me to get you a tighter shirt?
It's
Does
kinda-
Oklahoma play defense like Lakeside does? Lakeside's Taryn Raleigh from Lakeside coming off of a 5 interception night in round 1.
Impressive.
5 interceptions. That's something to speak
That's
of.
more than Oklahoma has in a season.
You're right. Warriors defense will have to hope their. Hold on, I gotta restart it. Think about this. You get 5 interceptions, right? In round 1. You ain't seen the ball get in the air in this round, cat. Your front 7. Better hope you can slow down Sterlington's physical rushing attack, because Gavin Evans for Sterlington's coming.
And
Yep.
he good.
Very good. I like the Sterlington team, man. I'm gonna go with them.
Sterlington.
Sterling.
Sterlington.
I'll take Sterlington. I'll give credit to Lakeside for having a good season, but Sterlington playoff experience, they know how to win.
Well, yeah,
Lakeside's
they've
kind
been
of
in
just
the
getting
big
there,
games.
so Lakeside's trying to learn that experience. So, but Sterlington wins. They roll.
Won't see no passes this week, cuz.
Oh, they'll run it. They'll run it all night.
Can't wait to see Sterlington and Oak Grove matchup.
Yeah. You right.
That'd be a
Can't
fun,
intercept was
it's gonna
not
be a
in the
fun
air.
third round.
There you go. There you go. How about Gina Port Allen? Coach Jay Rourke and the Gina Giants Turkey Week. What is it, like the 4th or 5th time in school history they've been there? They're going to welcome in an athletic, physical Pelican Ball Club. It's not basketball season yet, but
Yeah, Friday,
it's
right?
close.
You're right.
Daniel Hatcher at the running back position has to have a big night at Guy Camel Memorial Stadium. Gina Giants? Or no?
Too much
Ford Out.
Giants. Too much Giants.
Too much Giants.
Slow down, put out.
Hey, remember the name. Remember the name Daniel Hatcher.
Yeah.
Alex.
Gina.
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 Yeah, I like Gina.
Gina Giants across the board are good friends now over there. If you're listening right now, Gina Hamel would look beautiful back here.
Would look really good.
For sure.
Yeah, that would really, really look good.
It's the rematch. You better buckle in, Oklahoma. It is time.
Hey. Don't you do that.
The rematch of Week 1. ERAF won this game 14-7. Robert J. Segura Senior Memorial Stadium.
That's a long way.
Imagine that atmosphere. Jack Landry, Aiden Bork, Mason Abear against Hayden Benoit, Maddox Savoy, and Blake Delcom Jr. What a phenomenal second round matchup we have. ERAF Loreauville Part 2. Who wins it, sir?
First of all, congrats to
all.
Coach LeBlanc. They're having a good year in the ERAF. I love that program. They faced adversity last year with injuries also too, and
Correct.
going into this year, they've been able to answer to that. And this year, Loreauville's been first half of the season done the same thing. I don't want to sound biased, but I'm about to go with my Tigers in that tough environment.
LSU next week, right? You said Tigers.
Yeah, he said Tigers. Yeah.
Said
Tigers.
Tigers.
The Tigers.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Can I get a go Tigers?
I got a friendly bet.
Can you get go Tigers?
Huh?
Go Tigers?
Go Loreauville Tigers.
All right.
Yeah, there you go. Take it.
Said him.
Alex,
Very,
what's your
very,
thinking here?
very close game. The first time they met, and Loreauville wasn't healthy. I like Loreauville to get the upset now that they're healthy.
E-Rat at home.
After watching Loreauville play last week, and just seeing how physical they are, I think Loreauville's going to take it. So I'm going with Loreauville.
The G-Man has spoke.
Something has to be said about ERAF. Something has to be said about ERAF. Just finds a way to win games.
One-score game.
And
One-score game.
I mean that's a very impressive thing to do week in and week out.
That quarterback's special, man.
Y'all gonna listen to Hunk one of these days. I
So-
said that.
I'm going with ERAF in this.
ERAF has made a habit of winning one-score games. They're going to lose this game by one score. Loreauville by 8.
Good, not so bad.
Ooh, goodness.
Holy.
We thinking the same.
Close game.
Yeah, close game.
Eight.
Dog. Man.
I know who Holden going for.
We got a lot of fans
Come
on
on,
both,
Go.
both sides.
Man, I'm wearing this.
Yeah.
I'm with that. I already know. I already know.
So I'm gonna disappoint somebody in a minute.
Obviously, it's going to be another tough game. Hate to pick against either of these schools. I'm sorry, Bryson, but give me Loreauville.
Something about one of those years where you just say it's a magical run, right, Gary?
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm gonna roll with a magical run one more week, Bryson. Thank you for being here, sir. I know you're not coming back. I like ERAF at home. Imagine the atmosphere. I think
It's gonna be tough.
that's the difference.
Like I said,
That's
it's
a big
gonna be
factor.
whiteout game.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
I shocked you.
Huh?
I shocked you.
See, that was your destiny.
I still think it's a one-score game.
It could be the same score as last time.
Could be.
Yeah.
Just opposite.
Division 3
Exactly.
select brackets. Dunham Parkview Baptist should not take long. Rematch of week 2. Dunham won it 46-0.
Yep.
Dunham across the board.
Done.
Oh, yeah.
Done.
They won't have to go very far for that game at least.
You're right.
Give me Dunham.
Rematch of week 6. Pios won it 42-28. Lafayette Christian Notre Dame Part 2. Pios get them again.
Man, y'all stop bullying people, man.
Gonna catch up.
I got y'all in this one, and I think y'all gonna come back and get y'all back. So.
Leg back season. Alex, you think?
LCA.
Notre Dame.
Gary Swallow.
LCA.
It was week 7.
Let
And
me go ahead and write your name.
yeah,
down.
you can go ahead and put the L on there. Night Train rolls on.
Put the L, he said.
Put the L.
I heard that right?
Mhm.
Hey.
That's your choice. But no, we're going 8 straight. Keep it rolling.
This is one of the tougher games that I had to pick because I think both of these teams are really good. Hard to beat somebody twice though. I'll take the Knights.
Oh,
I'm not picking this game. I don't want to make this dude's head big. but
You don't want to pick them.
I'm gonna go with LCA, unfortunately.
That's a good pick, Holden. That's a good pick.
and I'm gonna go with the Pios. Pio.
Fair enough.
I know exactly why you picked that, so I'm not mad at
You
you.
right. Next matchup, ladies and gentlemen, Bunky A Meat live on Under the Lights. Oh, where we at, Gary? Here we go.
Yeah.
I found it on my
Bunking in
paper.
it. It's on that paper.
It's on this paper.
Yeah, right.
What have you learned from last year? You were in this position a year ago, and you lost in the second round. Here we are. Fast forward a year. What have you learned? Your team is special. The Grove is a special place. Can it be a key to victory on Friday? This is A-Meat's offense versus Bunky's defense. Remember these names. Jeremy Franklin, Brandon Coleman, Jack Johnson. We're going to call them a lot
Yeah.
Friday night for
Definitely.
A-Meat.
Right.
And on Bucky, Dylan Compton, Kyle Johnson, Zion Lee. This is going to be a dandy. Who wins it?
Man, A-Meat is better than that 12 seed, but man, Bucky's been a heck of a story. So I'm going with Bucky.
Monkey.
A-Meat.
Bunking. No, I can't. We do. We calling that.
Damn, Gary.
Dang, Gary.
Oh, Gary.
Man.
Wow.
Gary's
we
on
calling the damn thing. Man. We can't do that.
Gary's on something tonight. I have no pick in this one. I'm calling the game. Gonna be some fun.
I have a pick though, and
Oh,
Holden.
here we go.
Holden. I mean, I know you picked us, and I appreciate that because that was a good pick because you're gonna get a win off of that pick.
Yeah.
But I think Kyle Johnson is the best wide receiver in the state that I've seen so far. But they need to win in the game.
What? Stupid.
Well, you know he's never welcome in Bunky.
I ain't gotta show Jordan my pick. That's my state champion.
Hey, make a pick. You gonna be there.
Everybody knew who I picked before the season started.
I picked him to win the state
Hey,
title too.
two of your crew picked the game.
Yeah, well, third. Make it a third then.
We not getting to meet him.
I'm the only one that didn't say anything, so.
J. Amy for L.
Blah, blah, blah.
That's 4, 5, 6. I'm missing some people.
Yourself.
5, 6, 7. We got 8 here.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Gary.
I'm all slapping.
You right. Jewel Sumner Slaughter Community Charter. Don't know a thing. Y'all decide yourself.
Something.
Sumner.
Something.
Yeah.
Sumner in that rushing attack is good.
There we go. Somebody knows something at this panel.
I'm taking Joel Sumner.
I mean, look at the team they beat too, and meet. So I mean, yeah.
You right. There you go.
2-point conversion too.
You.
Book conversion in overtime.
Calvary Baptist De La
They're both
Salle,
overtime, right?
long road trip away De La Salle. They did play St. Paul's and John F. Kennedy to one-score ball games. They're going to need a performance like that to keep up with a great Calvary ball club. Gary, let's do it again.
I'm
To
ready.
be the champ.
You gotta beat the champ.
Won't be easy.
Nope.
5 hours.
A champ is gonna advance. That's probably.
Calvary.
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 Calvary. I wish De La Salle got a better draw.
Second longest road trip of the second round, but Calvary home cooking. Calvary takes care of business at home.
Calvary, man.
Calvary across the board. How about Episcopal and Pope John Paul?
Good game right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one could go either way.
I think Episcopal is a little too physical in this matchup.
Episcopal.
Episcopal.
Yep. Me too.
Episcopal.
I'll take Episcopal.
Episcopal.
Episcopal across the board.
I already know how you saying though.
Catholic of New Iberia versus North Lake Christian. Jaden Mitchell, Jake Wyman, Luke Landry. Too much. Catholic New Iberia.
Catholic.
I'm going with that too.
Man, what a great comeback from New Iberia, huh?
Sure.
Yeah.
What,
It's a dream season.
Yep.
It's a dream season.
Catholic.
Look across the
Yep.
board.
Yes.
The Arbonne Woods Charter, Newman, Isidore Newman.
Isidore.
Yeah, well, they're isolated
Just call him
now.
Newman. Just do Newman.
DR Bone celebrated first win in school history for the playoffs, but they're facing a different giant on Friday in Newman. Newman across the board.
They're staying at 1 win. They're going to be going for number 2 next year.
Made us them greenies.
Yeah, buddy.
Get the number 2 win next year.
Division 2 non-selects. Boy, I hate this bracket because
It's a hard bracket.
because a local will lose in this one,
But a local will also.
guaranteed. And we got a great fan base from both.
Yep.
But I love the matchup. Franklinton West Feliciana kicks off this one. Ladies and gentlemen, is Franklinton on the upset alert this week?
Some
Talk to
guy
me.
asked me earlier if a 1C was gonna lose.
Okay,
That'll be the one.
that'll be the one.
What's what he said.
Says Bryson.
Westphal.
Westphal.
Gary.
Oh, man.
The old man indeed.
Yeah. Westphal.
I think that Franklinton could lose this week, but not this week. Franklinton.
I'm taking Franklinton.
Yeah, I think Westphal makes it competitive, but I like Franklinton.
I like Franklinton myself in this one, but it'll be a dog fight to say
Oh,
the
it'll be a
least.
good game.
Chop the panel in half.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right
Split
down
panel, babe.
Iota Lakeshore, Coach Indes versus Coach Oakwan. Great coaching matchup. Which players execute and limit the mistakes walks out of here with a victory? Who's going to Turkey Week?
Lakeshore, just off of that home field advantage.
Iota can't stop the run. Lakeshore's going to run it all over him. Lakeshore.
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 Indes and company gonna be happy. Give me Lakeshore. Set up a little district title rematch between
Yeah,
them and
Lakeshore.
Franklinton.
Lakeshore
my bad.
across
I
the
said it very
board
quietly.
here.
I would love to have been a 9.
No, I know why.
What?
Yeah, figures.
Just on the top side.
A 9 seed is a lovely place to be. But anyway.
You chose Lakeshore?
I did.
You second guessing it now?
Yeah,
he's
I mean, I'm
solid.
gonna give the Bulldogs. I'm gonna give the Bulldogs some love here since nobody else will. Iowa Wassman. Yes, I mean, you can say it louder for everybody else can hear.
You can't catch up like that.
Sometimes it's about respecting the opponent. So I'll go Iowa.
I respect
Iowa
them.
here. Next matchup:
Not bad.
Iowa Wassman. Rematch from week 3. Iowa won 41-18 at a neutral site. Remember the names: Adams, Charles, Walker, Bushnell. The least amount of points Iowa has scored in a game this year is 26 to an out-of-state team. The offense is freaking good. Who wins it? That's how much I like Iowa.
You
Who
said
wins
win
it?
state.
Oh, wait.
Just say it already, Jordan.
Just say it
I
right
will.
around
I will, because they get disrespected every freaking week. Who wins it?
Oh, wait.
Not by me.
Not by me either.
Yeah, there's no disrespect on this panel to Iowa.
Iowa across the board.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking
I
Yellow
don't know where
Jackets.
I don't know where you saw the Iowa.
Yellow Jackets have a legit shot to make
Check
it
that
dome.
doctor
They
down
have a
to make
legit
sure
shot
they
to
ain't
make
got
it.
nothing strong in that sucker,
Y'all
man.
better check yourselves.
Hey.
Bruley Franklinton. Franklin Parish, Desarian Ellis versus Bruley defense is the only shot here that the Panthers have. Can he knock off Franklin Parish?
I wouldn't rule out that
No.
possibility, but Franklin Parish.
Iowa's in my state final.
Same.
Franklin Parish.
Me
Franklin
too.
Parish.
Franklin Parish.
Still rolling with Franklin Parish.
Yeah, Franklin Parish.
You're rolling with them until next week.
I think Bruley defense
Oh,
will
see,
make it
well, see what
close in the
happens.
first quarter, but Franklin Parish has got too many athletes.
Jennings Opelousas, Zeno versus Ford. This is a phone booth type of night. See who walks out of the phone booth after 4 quarters. Battle in the trenches, semifinals atmosphere. This is a dog tiger fight. Who wins it?
I like Opelousas in this one, man. Physicality, front seven is too tough.
Opelousas turns over the ball, they lose. They don't turn over the ball, they win. I like Opelousas to get it done.
Opelousas.
Opelousas is my state champion in this bracket, so Opelousas.
I'm gonna take Opelousas. I think this game will end up being probably closer than people would think. But I think the defending state champ will find a way to win on the road.
Give me Old Peace.
There go that biased panel again. Opelousas across the board. Northwest Plaquemine, not your typical 11 seed, ladies and gentlemen. Can Northwest front four get home and slow down that air raid? Should be a great environment. Northwest Plaquemine.
I see a down the road matchup next week. So we'll go Northwest.
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 Yeah, me too.
Yeah, Northwest. I hope Kevon is good to go for Friday. But Northwest.
I think Northwest is going to win from their
Not
defense.
answering that.
Defense play lights out. We saw them in week 10. Very fast, and they don't mind getting physical either. I got the Raiders.
Man, it's tough.
There you go again.
What?
Just make it.
It's just Plaquemine scoring a lot, but schedule had been like that. You know, Northwest is rolling right now. Just that injury is just the only thing I'm curious about. I'm gonna roll with Plaquemine this week.
Save the pan.
Save the panel. I'll go Northwest. Would love to see a Northwest Opelousas showdown.
Am rooting for Northwest.
Next
Just want to clarify that.
Thanks for saving the panel, Kurt Herbstreit.
Oh, I'm rooting for him.
I know we win. We know where you gonna be at.
Maybe.
Good possibility.
It all depends on the coaches.
He'll be there.
We'll see. Might go up and do Oak Grove Sterlington. Who knows?
It'd be fun.
This one's 10 minutes away.
I'd be like, oh, are you smoking?
Archbishop Shaw Laranger in the next bracket.
Oh, wait. At the bottom
skip
two.
North Dakota Bell
bracket,
Chestnut.
man.
Man, y'all want to finish?
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah, fool.
We got.
You had 2 other games.
I'm gonna pick them.
I'm telling you, man, you gotta watch it.
That Dr. Pepper, man.
That Dr. Pepper spike.
Oh yeah, man.
Alright,
We got 2 good games that we skipped out on, bro.
Hold
2
that.
good games.
Hold that
Do you need a
shit.
Red Bull?
No, boy, I'm good.
All right.
I'm fired up.
All right. Check it.
Get off my panel.
Hold that paper for it, man.
North Dakota Bell Chase.
This belt chase.
I put a question.
They are.
What about him? What you trying to ask?
I'll put a question because it's up to y'all.
Big refs.
North Dakota and Bell
North
Chase.
Dakota.
North Dakota
How long was that drive?
and Bell Chase.
This drive
5:45.
is 5 hours 38 minutes.
Bryson,
Longest road trip of the second round.
Alex.
Not the subtle big.
North Dakota.
North Dakota.
Yeah, North Dakota.
North DeSoto, expect a shootout.
Come on now.
Expect a shootout.
Soto.
Expect a shootout with like a lot of points that North Dakota scores. Across the board, Cecilia Lutcher, good old dog fight awaits. Will the diesel come alive? Dwayne Jenkins got his team with sights on a championship run. Here we go. Cecilia Lutcher, who wins it?
I like Lusher in this one.
I think Cecilia makes it a game. Wouldn't be surprised if they win, but I'm rolling with Lutcher.
Bulldogs.
Go ahead, Gary.
Thatcher. I think they just.
And Letcher's having a great season, but
Who you got me with?
he put you Letcher.
No, I'm Cecilia. I said Bulldogs.
They're both Bulldogs.
I'm going
I don't-
Cecilia though.
I don't trust
We
Cecilia's.
got 4 minutes until we close the show out.
Don't trust Cecilia's defense. Give me Lutcher.
Lutcher.
4 minutes.
I'm with Cecilia, bro. Me and Chris are the only ones getting wins on this one.
Shit, I went Cecilia too. In a shootout.
Give me that.
So you take that, man. Cecilia wins the shootout, Gary.
Yeah, probably.
All right.
But I think Letcher's gonna be.
What bracket are we on?
Division 2 select.
Division 2 select.
Yeah, well, we ain't got that no more. It's
Yeah,
right
you
here.
do.
It's right here.
Yeah, you do.
All right, go ahead. Man.
All right, let's do it. Route.
Yep.
Route.
Shaw LaRanger, yeah.
Route.
JB's gonna be happy.
I got prep.
You can go.
Oh, we're doing
We're going Shaw right now.
Going Shaw.
Oh, sure.
Shaw.
Shaw, yeah.
Everyone, Shaw across the board.
Happy JB.
Shaw across the board, crown them state champs.
Could be. Could very well be.
We'll see. Good. No problem.
Don't be surprised.
Let's go. Hash it out. Show game of the week is Lake Charles College Prep, John F. Kennedy. You can hear BKGP and JB on that one. John F. Kennedy, if the penalties get out of hand, they will lose. Lake Charles College Prep, they're peaking at the right time. And when a team's peaking at the right time, you don't want to play them.
Right.
Who wins it?
I'm going with JFK.
JFK.
Prep.
I'm going with prep too.
Like Charles College Prep.
JFK. If they didn't have the forfeited games, they'd have been what, the 2 seed?
They had 14 penalties this week, Enoch.
Nope.
JFK.
Going Prep, Gary Swallow.
Yes.
Should be a good one.
Yes.
Look forward to watching their broadcast.
Yes.
Here you go, sir. Take that. Chris, what bracket are we on now?
Division.
Division 2 select.
Take that, sir. Take that, sir.
Oh, what y'all got going on?
I ain't got.
I don't know what we got going on.
I ain't got Division 2 no more.
Yeah, because
Got
you
it.
gave it to me. I don't know how.
Division 2
Doing
select.
Madison Prep.
Now, what? I gave it to you. We still got 8 more games to pick.
That's a good question.
Madison Prep, St. Charles. Is Prep on upset alert this week?
No.
No. No.
Prep.
No.
Prep.
I'm gonna go with prep too.
No.
Prep.
No.
No upset alert this
No.
week, Madison Prep.
A lot of y'all picked Northside last week, and I rolled with St.
Who
Charles. So
picked Northside?
some people, him.
I did.
I'm going with the comments.
I'm going with the comments also.
You going with the comments too?
It wasn't the worst pick.
Nah.
Comments
That
wins a
wasn't a terrible
defensive game here.
Maybe.
Astruma Haynes Academy. Are they overrated? Are they overrated?
Yep.
Astruma escaped round 1. This is also Hash It Out Show game of the week on Thursday
The
night.
only game.
The only game in the state of Louisiana, so tune in if you want to watch some high school football. We'll share the link. Struma, Haynes Academy, are they overrated?
I think so. I'm gonna go with a Strum.
Man, I've seen a Struma play on film. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go with Struma. I don't like what Haynes their schedule looks like.
Hey,
I'm going to Struma.
I've seen both play. I'm going to Struma. Big.
I'm taking Haynes.
Struma.
I'm going Estruma on the road here Thursday night.
You better. You got him in your semis.
I did not do
Oh,
such
your
a
quarters. It was one of them.
thing.
It was one of them. Yeah.
E-A-H-J.
I did that last week and lost.
You wouldn't this week, though. I promise you.
When you talk about routes, you can talk about this next one. E.D. White all over Livingston.
E.D. White.
Man, I tell you what, I'm impressed by that E. White quarterback.
Yeah, he's good.
He runs their offense well.
He's good.
Very good. Yes.
Goes to show how good Lutcher is too.
Yeah.
Archbishop Hannon, Vanderbilt Catholic. Who wins it?
Vandy.
Vandy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vandy across
Yeah.
the board.
Randy.
Vandy and Saturday too.
Leesville.
Hey. No.
Leesville, La Loyal Prep.
You get kicked off the panel.
Xavier Ford has his eyes wide open with an opportunity to get to the dome now. They're going to kick it into high gear.
You gonna feed him the rock.
I'm gonna go with Leesville on that one.
Yeah, Leesville.
Leesville.
Yeah. Me too.
Leesville.
Yeah.
Upset alert, not so fast. I'm gonna take the fighting Snoopies. I'll take Loyola Prep.
I'm about to flip a page showing you.
So
Why are you flipping the page? No, we got another one.
You ain't got another one?
Oh, that's right. They going.
They going
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
on
No,
you.
that's wrong.
That's not my fault.
Division one
I don't
non-select.
know if they have enough defense. If they let Philly
Gary
score all
printed
those
them brackets
points, I like
out.
Leesville.
I didn't. I printed them out. I didn't.
Make
pass
sure you
them
wrote
out.
you down.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about they went and moved on to the quarters.
I think
I know.
if it
Well, no,
turns into a
because you
shootout,
gave me the one to count.
falls a little more.
Yeah,
in
you're
Bucks'
right.
favor.
You're right. How about Division One non-select Neville Covington?
Neville.
You don't have any questions.
What's that look like, boys?
Nothing.
Nada.
No question.
I'm sure we're gonna be watching that
Okay.
one on the Neville Tiger
Let's
Network
go.
if you want to.
Neville in a route. I'm sorry.
Damn, Gary.
I'm saying in a route.
Neville.
No.
Neville.
Neville across the board.
Neville takes care of business.
Good job, Enoch. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Chalmette, does the Cinderella run come to an end?
I believe so.
Yeah.
That slip off.
Hanville's their opponent.
Yep.
Hanville.
Hanville. across
Hanville's
the
a little
board.
too good.
Hold.
A little too
Coach
good.
that used to coach
Hanville hold.
Hanville.
All right. Mandeville gets West Monroe. Y'all
Upset.
picking upset again?
Upset.
If Shepard was
Yeah.
there, no. But since he's not there, I'll take West Monroe.
You say that, but that backup for Mandeville is a dog.
He is. He's really, really good.
I would say he's still great, but West Monroe, it feeds straight into West Monroe's strength of defense against the run.
Yeah.
West Monroe.
West Monroe.
Enoch,
Taking West Monroe. If Shepard was playing, I'd flip it.
taking the Mandeville Skippers at home.
Okay.
West Washita and Central of Baton Rouge. Seminoles primed for a big run. Got to get past a West Washita team coming in after an emotional win a week ago.
Overtime.
Yep. Central's going on.
Central.
Central.
Give me Central.
I'm gonna roll with High Seas this week.
Pick.
West Washita.
Good pick. But I can't pick with you, my friend.
That's fine.
Central or BR. I mean, I had them in a title game.
Yeah. Me too.
Rustin Zachary, no rematch in the Dome this year. We get it in round 2, so we will have new blood at the state title game this year. Rustin Zachary, who wins it?
Russell.
Rustin.
Rustin.
Big Rustin.
The Bearcats, Paul.
Big Rustin across the board. Walker Southside, a little 22-6 matchup in this one. Walker, Cinderella still going?
No. I'm gonna go with Southside.
I like Walker.
Walker, Texas Ranger.
Southside.
We'll go Southside.
Give me the Sharks.
The Sharks.
Sharks for myself. Jess Curtis, primed for a run.
Yep.
Northwood Shreveport, Destrehan, a little offense, a little defense here. Long road trip. Who wins it?
I like Destrehan.
That's right.
That's their hand.
Destrehan.
Give me that defense. Destrehan.
I like that straight.
Destrehan goes on the road. Fun bus ride back home. Airline, you better be careful this week. Those defensive backs match up well. Westgate Airline. Is Airline on upset alert?
No.
Yeah,
but I mean, you could say so, but then when you look at Westgate, if anything is their weakest point, it's probably their second down.
Come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Too much offense for Airline.
Westgate.
Airline.
Gary.
Airline has the top 2 receivers in the state yardage wise.
Yep.
Both of them.
One's committed to LSU, not Oklahoma.
Yeah, so that tells you that he's much, much better than a lot of other people. So, yeah, I'm going Airline.
Give me Airline. Vikings gonna fly high.
You also forgetting the main part, Ben Taylor.
Yep.
Yeah, I like Airline.
Like Airline in a shootout, Chris.
If one of them
no,
receivers
no,
want
no.
playing time, then come to Oklahoma. You see
Break the
receivers.
scoreboard.
Put them both out there.
Oh,
fairly cheap.
Oh yeah.
not a shootout.
Let's see.
What's you picking, Jordy?
Well, I'm the only crazy one to say Airline's gonna win a state title. So
I have them also.
Holden was drinking the same pepper then.
Yeah, 2 straws going.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not.
Edna
That'll be the
Cora,
better defense.
Okay.
Edna Cora Huntington, long road trip. Well,
Long road trip back,
The
too.
University of Edna
or the last bus ride,
And the car.
the last charter bus ride.
Packet.
Enjoy the lines run.
Car.
Car across the board.
Yeah, across the board.
Car
Yeah.
University, Garrett.
You're right. The University of Edna Carr.
St. Aug, St. Thomas More. This is gonna be some fun at Cougar Dome Friday night.
Guess what, y'all? It's gonna be the repeat. The last time I was there for that game was when Leonard Fournette came out here.
Come on.
Single-handedly beat us in. I think St. Aug's gonna do it again.
St. Aug.
St. Aug.
I'm going with St. Aug myself.
I'm going STM actually.
Taking FTM in a close one.
Yeah, I said St. Aug is a scary team because you don't know which team you're gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
Cause that's how the season is. But it seems like they're playing good lately. I like St. Aug.
AC. Who you went, Gary?
St. Aug.
Oh, I'm going St. Aug on the road to set up a rematch with Edna Carr in the quarters. Archbishop Rummel, McDonough 35. Rummel. Too good.
Yeah, way too good.
Rummel.
Yep.
Rummel across the board.
Sucks that McDonough's run into some buzzsaws last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Donald's a good. They're a good team. They are.
Oh yeah, but that's a great team.
Shit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that
y'all
five.
played them last year.
Last 2 years.
You know who else is a great team, Sooners?
The defending champions,
To be the champ.
you gotta beat the champion.
And they ain't beating them in round 2. Catholic of Baton Rouge, big.
Rolls.
Yeah. Bears take care of business.
Yeah.
That game of games. Acadiana wrecking Rams against the John Curtis Patriots. The drive for another title for JT. He's got to go down to Scott. He's got to go to Bill Dotson Stadium.
Just in Boudin and go home.
And what was fear to veer turns into fear to Rams as they added a little passing attack this year. Acadiana's defense is the difference.
I think so.
Too much Buddha and Hall crackle.
Yeah.
The best stop.
Indiana.
Acadiana wins it.
Yep.
Acadiana big.
Acadiana big. He said big. Acadiana.
Indiana.
Acadiana.
This is not last year. Acadiana.
Acadiana close.
Acadiana close.
Yeah, I like Acadiana.
John Curtis knows how to win in the playoffs. They'll find a way.
They're talking like that.
If Acadiana allows it, John Curtis will find a way to beat
So
them.
here comes Acadiana with a statement across the state of Louisiana and
We'll see.
put this
They're talking about that quarterback of Indiana being already one of the best to ever step foot.
Yeah.
They don't throw the ball very
They
often,
said if he
except
wins
for
the
this year,
championship,
so-
he's the greatest quarterback in Acadian history.
Come on now.
I mean,
Chris, they got to
they
be the
don't throw the
better.
ball that much, so
Brothers.
The brother, the better. Jesuit Turlings. Turlings got to be careful. That's a good Jesuit team at the 11 seed.
Yes, and I like this Jesuit team. This Jesuit team actually kept it pretty close against Carr.
Yeah.
I think they could do it. I
And they
think
stop the run.
just enough. It's not going to be easy for them, but I like Jesuit.
Jesuit.
Turley.
Jesuit. B
It's going to be a very physical
A
game.
C. Gary.
Man, I think Jesuit.
As much as it pains me to say, Turlings.
They got some big boys.
I'm gonna take Turlings at home in this one. This should be a good game.
Hold.
I should probably pick with my head, but I'm going to roll with Jesuit.
You better defend yourself, homeboy.
Why?
Talking to him.
You went Jesuit, Holden?
Yeah.
Jesuit.
Jesuit comes on the road, pulls.
The question is, can
And
you
Jesuit would not turn over the ball.
Jesuit comes on the road, pulls off an
I mean,
upset over the Rebs.
that's a good
St.
game.
Paul's and Bird. Bird's going to limit the possessions, but St. Paul's is going to cash in when they get them. Everybody's in agreement St. Paul's here?
Roll with St. Paul.
Nope.
Or everybody's in a little
put
bit
Bird.
different?
I like Bird.
Hey, that's why we discuss it.
Bird.
C,
Yeah, I kind of feel Bird's going to do it too.
G. Bird for Alex.
Yep.
Bryson, you went St. Paul's.
St. Paul's.
I went St. Paul's.
Enoch,
St. Paul's.
Holden.
Bird.
We'll go St. Paul's at home. Final one, Evangel. Alexandria.
4-4-6 game.
Wow. This one here.
Evangel's dream season.
Too much
Still
Alexander.
halt. Alexandria,
Too much Alexander.
too strong. Alexandria.
Off the board.
Alexandria.
He's thinking.
It is something to think about.
It is.
You can't count out their offense.
Yeah,
Evangel's good.
Look, they have the best quarterback in the state.
Good old
Period.
shootout, Chris.
I'm going with Alexander.
Still stuck in
I'm
your
still
head,
stuck
huh?
on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we trying to get that quarterback in there.
Evangel has the best quarterback in the state of all classes.
Yeah.
I've seen
agree.
all the top ones played. They have the best one, but I'm going Alexandria still.
It won't be the best on Friday.
Give me Ash.
You can be the best in the league.
I think Evangel is gonna score, but I like Ash. I think they're just all around better.
That's gonna be one of the funny things.
Alexandria across the board,
Except for
except for Chris. I need an Alexandria Acadiana in my life. I need that semifinal in my life.
Well, we matched
Yes,
4 years
please.
ago.
Bryson, final words. Close us out, my friend.
Um,
The panel is restless.
to all teams that made it to this round, congratulations. Best of luck to everybody Friday night. Leave it all out there on the field. Again, good luck. You know, you don't get those days back again. So.
Playing for Turkey Week. Let's go.
Yeah, man, Turkey Week.
good luck to everybody. Seniors, play your hearts out. You know, win, lose, or whatever. Just do your best, have fun, and leave it all on the field.
I mean, I made a post earlier today. We got 52 games out of the 62 games are being streamed somewheres to be able to watch.
Yeah, we fixing to get
So
the.
I'll post
to
I'll post the
curve.
link and stuff, and y'all can watch. But
Nobody
go to
wants Under the Lights anymore.
that's a lie.
51 good platforms out there. We're
So,
fixing to get the boot.
but yeah, so go to a game, and then you can watch a game all weekend and stuff. So just a lot of good games out there. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how the second round's gonna hold up. There's chance of some good upsets, chance at some really good games all the way through in each bracket. See y'all at Bunkie.
Chance to get a lot of egg on our face.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, good luck to everybody. Excited for another week. You know, I can't wait to go cover the game against Bunkie. But more importantly, go bust somebody's ass this week, y'all.
Bust somebody's ass.
Yeah.
All right, give it to him, man.
Chuck Perkins, bust somebody's tail. Everybody good?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks everyone for tuning in this evening to the explicit version of Under the Lights this evening. Usually when we get to round 2, we really turn it up a notch. And we
just did.
Oh, we did.
and we don't have work next week, so expect things to really go off the rails next week. You don't want to miss quarterfinal picks show, because I promise it's going to be the best one of the season. So you better bring the energy, and you better bring all 150 of you back into the chat next week. Looking forward to it. Good luck to everyone this upcoming Friday night and the one game on Thursday. We say safe travels on the road. You see one of those greyhounds on the road, my friend, and that just sends chills through your body. Remember the good old days.
You're right.
If you're so happy to play your last downs this coming week, enjoy it. Remember the memories. And if you get a chance to make it to Turkey Week, embrace it, enjoy it, go make memories. But remember, the road to the dome is in full force. For myself, Bryson Antoine.
Go Tigers. Lowerville Tigers.
No, you done messed up.
You already said it. You already said
It's over with.
You almost cursed us now.
It's over with, Cat. You can't come on the show next week. LSU, Oklahoma. We got a lot. Bring yourself here. I got something for you. Bryson Antoine, Alex Fontenot, safe travels on the road. You're going to the game?
Good luck to y'all, man.
Bryson, you going to the game?
I'm going to the game.
Safe travels. Safe travels to yourself. Safe travels to yourself. Gary Swallow, safe travels to yourself. Because I'm going to be riding with you tonight.
Yeah, you just don't want me
If
to
Gary's
wreck,
safe,
that's
Jordan's
what
safe.
I trust you. Safe travels to Crowley. Safe travels to Bunkie. Safe travels to Bunkie. Everybody's going to a game. Should be great time. Second round of the playoffs does not get any better. Get some sleep. No Thursday night football except one. Hey, hash it out. Game of the week. We will share the link if you want to watch some football tomorrow night. Good night for now. See you Friday night from the Grove. We say goodbye for now. Thanks everyone for tuning in. God bless each and every one of you, and even the panel. Even though we cut up tonight, no hard feelings.
We had fun, son.
It was fun.
No hard feelings tonight.
It was a fun show for sure, man.
And God bless you and all of you. And God bless the panel, and God bless the teams.
Everybody.
And
And
God
the
bless high
platform.
school football and forever.
UTL.
And God bless high school.